So say goodnight to the bad guy.
You looking at the bad guy. This the last time that you ever see a bad guy like me. You don't have the guts to be who you wanna be.
Rosario, what's up, brother?
How you doing, guys?
Good to see you. I've been excited to do this. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
I think the internet's going to go insane over this episode. Thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
You got it.
Your daughter's an amazing person. We've become good friends with her.
Yeah.
You as well. And I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that when I meet people I like, that I really resonate with, it's kind of like I'm an open book, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that. But when I don't like you,
yeah,
there's nothing you can. There's almost nothing you could do to like.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And that's bad sometimes because I know sometimes you can meet people, and they're a good person, but maybe they had an off day or whatever. You know what I mean? So whatever. I don't know.
Usually you could tell right away. Like I'm an open book. I just leave a couple of pages out. You know.
Yeah, Rosario, you have one of the most interesting stories I've ever heard. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on in your life.
Yeah.
You know, we got successful businessman, crime, all kinds of crazy stuff that you saw growing up, and you know, later on you ended up doing some time. So I'm gonna start at the beginning. So where are you from? Where were you born? Tell me about a little bit about all that.
Okay, I was born in Brooklyn. They used to call it Ridgewood back in the day. And then when I got a little bit older, like 4 or something, my dad, they moved us to Long Island. It was like a new development in Long Island, which was North Babylon. It was pretty cool to grow up there. But on the block, there was only like 4 houses. You know what I mean? Right. And that's where I grew up and I went to school. But what happened when I was young, when I was in elementary school, you know, it was right down the block. Like the 2 blocks over, I go right there. I was born dyslexic, but they didn't know what it was when I was a kid. They thought I was like mentally retarded, to tell you the truth. You know, because I couldn't understand anything. Because dyslexia, nobody realized that a person's eyes go like this, okay?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And from the brain, mine goes straight. So I can't comprehend. I see things floating all the time. Like I get a lottery ticket if I get a scratch off. You know, it's like a scratch it. If I don't do one number at a time and like concentrate and I lose my way, the numbers are going like this. I can't figure it out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what dyslexia was.
Yeah, it's dyslexia. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Impatient, this and that. Because you have to like account for the things that you really can't do. Right. Well, anyway, in school, they thought I needed glasses, and I didn't need glasses. My eyes were fine. You know what I mean? And then I remember this when I was a little kid. Elementary school, like kindergarten, they brought these people in to analyze me, and my mom and dad were with us. I never forget, it was a lady and a guy. Now, this is when I was a young kid, like 5. And in the school, it was North Babylon Elementary School. And the guy had a plastic bag with all these wooden puzzle pieces, and he dumped it on a table where I was, and he was talking to my mom and dad. And there was 3 different puzzles in this bag made out of wood. You know, like old-time wood puzzles, you know? And while they were there, I was putting the puzzles together. Even though it was 3 of them, I was putting them all together. And he was like amazed. He goes, I never seen a kid do that. You know, so he says that they didn't figure out what I had. They never knew. And I was having so much problems in school. I got left back in 1st grade. Who lets a kid back in 1st grade? If I were to meet that guy today, I'd beat the fuck out of him because it fucked me up for my whole life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kids are making fun of me on the bus and shit. You know,
it's rough.
When I got older. Yeah. That's what made me have a temper because it was really hard. Like if I had to read in class, you had read, Liotta. I was like, I don't want to read. You got to read. I don't want to fucking read. You know what I mean? Then I get on a bus with the kids because I was in junior high school and they would go, hey, read, Liotta, can you read this? Can you? And they would bring me something. I would fight in the bus. I was fighting like every fucking day almost, you know? And then once I started getting good at fighting, they started calming down a little bit. But that's a true story. It was hard growing up like that, You know?
Where are your parents Italian on both sides?
Yeah, they're both Italian. My dad was born in Italy. Yeah.
What part?
He's Sicilian. Siciliano.
Siciliano.
Siciliano. Yeah, my dad. And
Can you tell I love Italians?
My mom's Italian too. What?
Can you tell I love Italians?
Yeah, but my mom's Italian too. Russo. Well, really, it's not Russo. Her name was Cicello. Her stepdad was Russo.
Okay.
But she didn't speak it. My dad was fluent with it.
She came from Italy too?
No.
But her parents were Italian?
Yeah, they were all Italian. Yeah.
Where were they from?
I don't really know. I'm not sure.
Did you ever go to Italy?
No.
No?
I just got my passport.
That's right. We talked about this the other day.
I'm going to go now, but I haven't gone.
Amazing, brother.
Yeah, I got to go, you know.
For me, going to Cuba and seeing my roots and stuff.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, that was, for me, it was great. Yeah, I went a couple times and getting to see where you're from.
It's so sad over there. It's so sad. I got friends over here that go to Cuba. They bring so many drugs there from like, you know, Eckerd's, medicines. Just they'll spend $5,000 and bring it there.
Yeah, it's
they don't have nothing.
The
these
system
people.
over there is totally decimated.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't take it over. You know,
it'd be so easy, right?
Yeah. Get a couple of Italian guys. We'll go over there and get it. No, okay. That was a joke.
I love it.
We'll just take a Cuban guy that could talk the language.
Right. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities between Italian and Cuban culture.
They're very family oriented.
Yeah.
But you know, as I was growing up there, and then like my dad was when I was young, he was a bookie. You know, back in the days, he was like one of them bookie guys, you know, with numbers. And you know how to get the numbers? Do you actually know?
No.
Okay, Aqueduct. Okay, the Daily News. Whatever the people that went to Aqueduct say is 637,000. And at the end is like in 4102, the 41, the 02 would be the number, the last three numbers or the last four numbers of the daily purchase. That's how the number came out back in the day.
That's crazy.
You didn't know that, huh?
Another interesting thing where Cubans and Italians cross paths, back in those days in New Jersey and Union City, there was this guy named Miguel Battle.
Yeah.
And he ran the numbers for the Cubans.
Yeah.
And then he would give a piece of the action to the Italians so he could own Jersey.
Then he could, exactly. Yeah, but my dad had like 7, 8 people doing it.
New York City?
In Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah, my dad from Long Island. That's when we moved. And he was doing really good at it, you know. And then what happened, one guy that was a butcher, we were off of Lilius Neck Road in Long Island. And the guy was a butcher. I never forget. And the guy was doing the numbers, but he was actually a butcher. And he had a nice wife and kids and stuff. And he was doing so good, the guy, he bought a brand new Barritz Eldorado. I never forget, red with white interior, you know? And he's flashing around. My dad, mine's like the movie, Goodfellas, where they say, you bought the fucking mink coat. It was like that, you know? They go, what are you, crazy? You fucking butcher. You got a brand new Eldorado Barritz. Anyway, he got pinched, right? And we found out later, my dad found out, he was the guy that got the feds to come after all of them. And when I was a kid, we came home from school one day, and all the the feds blocked off the road, and they locked up my dad, my uncle across the street, my aunt across the street, my uncle down the block, a neighbor right across the street. These were all the guys that worked with my dad. Yeah. And they went in the house, and they ripped the safe out of the floor. We had a high ranch. He put a safe that was bolted to wood. They ripped when I looked in the closet, there was a hole in the closet back in the day. Yeah, I was young. I must have been 10 or 11. And
was seeing like things like that as a kid normal to you? Like it kind of just became
whatever. No, yeah, but I know he did numbers because he used to call it in. I remember when he would call the numbers in. Right. I never knew really what it was when I was little, but they got my dad, and then they got my mom. Because they put a warrant out for my mom because my mom called the office and said that his nickname was Jimmy Mambo because he used to like to dance. That was like his Italian name kind of. Yeah, Mambo, Jimmy Mambo. And you know, it was like crazy because then everything was like shut down, you know. So my dad and my uncle, because now they had to work and make he did work in the bakery business. So he worked for a guy in the bakery business and do the numbers. And the guy that owned the bakery, this big bakery, worked for my dad, sell the numbers. You know what I mean? That weird? He worked for the boss, but the boss worked for him. And he wound up learning how to make bread. And what he did was they went on Deer Park Avenue and they bought one store. They rented one store, my uncle and my father. And they started making Italian bread. And that's how, like, when I grew up, I was in learning
the
bread
bakery.
when I was in the bakery business. Yeah. And my dad, he was a good man, They worked hard, And they bought one bakery, then they took another bay over to another bay. Then there was a Pastosa ravioli. They took the store next to that, made a donut shop with Italian bread in there. He was a fast mover. And me, I was good at delivering once I got my license. Well, okay, I got left back in first grade and eighth grade. So in eighth grade, I got left back the first time. I got left back the second time. I quit school. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go back to school again. And then I started working in the bakery business right from the get-go. But it's kind of weird because...
what is that, the 70s?
I don't remember.
Well, I'm just trying to get a feel for like what it was like in the city at that time.
You're talking about Long Island. Okay, you got to think. I had a 67 Galaxy was my first, or 62 F85, and then a 67 Galaxy. I always had cars.
The Ford Galaxy?
A Ford Galaxy.
A nice
428 Cobra Jet back in the day. Oof. It was a guy that worked for my dad. It was his son's car. I bought it. My dad bought it for me used. That was my first car. So I had to be around the 60s, maybe the 70s.
Right.
That's how I know where I was, by cars. I know which wife, which car I had, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, And we did good. We started making so much bread and stuff. I'll tell you a story that's really good. There used to be in Suffolk County and Nassau County, right? This one guy, he was a kind of tough guy. We'll just leave it at that, okay? He was a tough guy, and he opened up a farm stand in a gas station in West Islip, okay? And, first he opened up, in Freeport, okay? In Freeport, he opened it up. And my dad, we used to take banana boxes because we used to deliver to produce places, and we put 50 loaves of bread in a banana box. They used to sell them 3 loaves for $1. I was young. Maybe I was like 18, And so the guy's doing unbelievable because he used to sell milk for like 25 cents back in the day, And then people used to go in milk, and my dad was selling tons of bread there. And he had to make a big case to put all the bread in, my dad. This way the guy could sell the bread. And then the guy opens up in Suffolk County, okay? Now in Suffolk County, there's different rules. You ever see a loaf of bread, you put it in a bag? Okay, the part that's open, in Nassau County, you have to have that towards the wall. But in Suffolk County, you could leave the bread facing you, okay? Okay, now this guy, my dad's making tons of money off of these 2 gas stations, and I used to deliver bread. But I was always like a wise ass, I just joke around, not to get anybody mad. So what happened, I go and deliver to this fucking farm stand, the new one, right? And then I have a whole van full of bread. I'm talking like maybe 1,000 loads of bread in boxes. And I'm bringing the bread in, and my dad made the shelf that I could just put the whole box in there, okay? So when I went to put the box in there, I put it, because I know that you could put the bread sticking out. I put the bread sticking out, and this big guy, which I never really met him, he comes over. I mean, he was like 6'3", 6'4", and he goes, "What a stupid ass," and he pushes me. I go, "I'm not a stupid ass." He goes, "You got to have bread the other way." I said, "Not here." And so, "I want the bread the other way." I said, "Don't fucking yell at me." You know what I mean? He goes, "You know what? Take your fucking bread out." I swear, he kicks the box, bread's all over the floor. "Pick up the bread." I said, "I ain't fucking picking up nothing." So I just left with the truck. My dad called me up because they lost both stops. My dad and my uncle wanted to kill me. So I could never go to deliver. They got the stop back. But shit like that happened with my dad, I try to be nice and be respectful, but sometimes you can't, And that was my bread business, but I had all the routes. And then my dad was doing so good, and I started working the routes. And I have a photographic memory because I'm dyslexic. Like, I would know how to do something just by watching. Knowledge was bad because I could read anything now, especially in prison. I read novels. I can't spell nothing. Like cat, I have a problem with. You know what I mean? I'm really bad with spelling. Because phonics, we're from Brooklyn, and I can't spell because the way we talk. You know what I mean? We have like different accents. And I used to go and do this and go do that with my dad, go pick up this. They made me do so many things. But my thing was I could learn a route like this. So I used to do all the drivers, the swing drivers. I have to go with them 2 days. I know the whole route. By my mind, I know what stop is next or what gas station, and that's how I do it. I write down like little things that not even I can understand sometimes when I write because I can't spell, And I wound up being good on the routes. And then once I was good on the routes, my dad, I got one truck, and I started doing my own route, and I built it up. Like within 6 months, I was doing such good business. I got another truck. I had the truck, it was mine. I bought another truck. I had 3 trucks going on the routes, you know? And that's how I basically made money when I was young. But on the other hand, I used to do other stuff on the side with my friends, you know? We always did stuff, you know?
Stuff, huh?
Yeah, we did stuff, yeah.
What kind of stuff?
All the stuff. You know, okay, back in the days, I mean, cocaine was in, you know what I mean? They used to do it all the time. And that was me. I had nice cars, and I used to snort that stuff. It was bad for me, but that's what it was in my era, you know? And I'll tell you well, I'll leave that story for later. But once I started delivering to all the places, I was so good at it, you know what I mean? And now my dad, he got involved with this other big bakery, and they had 2 bakeries, and they took over another bakery. And what they did was they took my bakery that my dad was in, and they made it bagels for all the school districts. They had an in with the school districts. So they go to me, listen, what do you make a week on the bread routes? I was like, I don't know, 1,500 a week, you know what I mean? You know, take home, whatever. So they go to me, we'll give you 2,500. You're going to run the bagel place now. We're taking the routes. So they took my routes, and I was working inside. They said, you don't even have to work. I said, yeah, I was. I don't remember how old I was. So let me think what car I had. So I had, at first I had a Galaxy 67. Oh, I had a 76 Corvette. And I customized it and stuff, LED too. That's how I know what year it was. Okay, I bought it brand new for like $8,000. That's how much it was back then. And I started going inside doing the bagels. So our ovens that we had, when you do bagels, you got to put transite in the ovens because you're flipping them. You can't do it on a stainless stick. So my dad got all the ovens rebooted, you know, and I had 3 ovens making bagels for all the school district. And I just had to go there. So I had my dad's office. I had a dartboard, a TV, a bar, and I go outside and check on everybody, you know. And I was doing that for a while. And but we had to deliver to like 2 or 3 different places, bring all the bagels in vans and stuff, you know. And I did that. And then I started making a lot of money, you know, because it was doing other stuff. Like my one friend was good with cars, you know, so we used to, in the back of the bakery, we had like these trailers that were on the floor for storage. But in the back, my father owned the property, so I made a guy clean it out a little bit that we could get to the trailers. But I made him make like a path and like a hole in the middle. And my friend, there was a guy, I never forget, his name was Papa D. I could say he's probably dead by now. And he used to be able to take cars apart in like 5 minutes. If you need a part to a car, he would just take it apart. So what happens is somebody calls me. I was like the negotiator. You know what I'm saying? They said, listen, he's got a 67 Camaro. Front end, he smashed it. It's, you know, I go, what color is it? It's red. I said, all right. So I get my friend Papa D. I go, Pop, I need a 67 red Camaro front end. All right, tell him to bring the car. You know what I'm saying here? So they bring the car. He takes the fucking front end off, and he'll go fucking driving around for a 67 red Camaro, bring it to the place, and fucking take it off, put it on the other car, and then put the other piece loose on the other car and drive the car and leave it somewhere. And it was like the best auto body you ever have. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best way.
We only did it about 35,000 times, but anyway, it was really good business.
Great business.
Yeah, it was a good business, I heard. Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so we did that. And we used to do stuff like, I'll tell you a story that's really funny. Okay. I used to have a guy, a buddy of mine, his name, I'm just going to say, his name was Kenny. He was a Polish guy, and he was really tall. He was probably about 6'3", you know? And what happens on the street, a lot of my friends, they had money on. And Kenny, a girl, you know, good-looking kid, but he was married to a stripper. She used to be a stripper. But back in the days, they had to wear their bikinis and they wear pasties. It wasn't like nude like it is now. But so like I became like a thing, because if he had to collect money, he would say to you, you know, guys used to say, listen, you got to collect money from this guy, you know. And I would say, wow, you know, like what do they got to collect, you know? He goes, well, he owes money. It's legal, you know. I said, okay. So I said, but he's giving us a hard time. I said, okay. So one day in my weird dyslexic mind, I go like this. I said, you know what? I go to his girlfriend. Go dress him up like a girl. I want to see what he looks like. You know what I mean? So he goes, you ain't dressing me fuck up. He was a wise ass. You're not dressing me up like a girl. I said, you're going to make money. All right. Come out. He's got fucking pantyhose on, fucking high heels, right? He's got fake boobs. She fixed them up. It's really good. And he put a wig on him. You would think he's a girl because he had no beard. He had no fucking beard at all, you know? So then I started thinking. I said, get me a pocketbook. I told her, get you a pocketbook? I go, yeah. So she comes out with a pocketbook, right? I went outside. I look around. I got these two red bricks. You know, in New York, there's them red bricks. And because around the corner, they were doing this house in the front, putting the bricks in. Usually it's all wood, and this one had nice red bricks. And I put it in a pocketbook. I said, look, this is what you do, man. If we know the guy owes money, you just walk down the street, you know what I mean? You got the pocketbook with the bricks in it. You look like a girl. You just go, you touch me, take the bag, boom, in the fucking head. You know what I'm saying? The guy will fall down. You're not killing nobody, you know? And then a couple of days later, you call him and say, listen, if you don't start making up payments and stuff, that lady's going to meet you every day for lunch. You know what I mean? It was like a gimmick. And you make a fast $500, the guy, you know? Just stuff like that used to be fun. That was fun. I used to do stuff for fun.
Blowing off steam. That's funny.
I never did it. Yeah, kind of.
Allegedly.
But I never did it. I just heard about it.
That's our favorite word around here. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. I did 25 years. No, I'm kidding. No, but the thing is, like, stuff like that was back in the day. It was really normal, you know? And then when I worked for my dad, you know what I'm saying, with the bakeries, I mean, they used to call me because I was the third man on a totem pole, you know? So they used to call me and they would make me do stuff. You know, do this, do this. They would call me, got a trailer coming in with flour. And back in the days, you remember, you're too young, there used to be Peterbilts. They used to look like a big square box. You know what I mean? The things used to tilt, the motor would be underneath. Yeah. And these things were, so you know, right? Yeah. And there's probably still around somewhere. And a delivery would come 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I would have to fucking go meet the guys, you know what I mean? And the guy would jump out of the truck with just fucking like dress pants on, just like the fucking movies, you know? And I have to unload this flour. And what happened one time that is crazy because I'm unloading the flour. My dad's loading dock was messed up. So it was either too high for stepping vans or too low for the tractor trailer. So I would have to, you know, leave the trailer hanging off, you know, open, go get the high low, lift it up, bring it to the, you know, then to the loading dock, put it down, jump up there, get the floor jack. Well, usually I have 2 people. The guy would be in there. And then once I got to the fourth skid, I would put the extra floor jack on the truck and he would have to bring it. But this motherfucker didn't want to do it. So I had to jump up because there's nobody around. So I jump up, bring the stuff to the end of the trail, turn it around, jump down, take the high-low, move it out, put it on the loading dock, jump up, move, you know, got to be a pain in the ass. So one day the guy goes, you got soda here? I go, yeah, I got the key to the soda machine. I open the soda machine. He goes, well, get me 2 more sodas. I need them for the guys in the truck. I go, if you got another guy, let him. He goes, nah, they were a little busy in there. But anyway, just give me keys to the truck. So he must have had somebody tied up or something. But they used to do shit like that all the time, you know?
It's just crazy to hear these stories from me because, I mean, ever since I could remember, I've been watching Goodfellas and Casino.
Yeah.
I've been watching all this stuff, right? Those are my favorite movies.
Yeah. You say it is a real kind of, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of the stuff was real. Right. You know, my dad, he never hurt anybody. It was just business stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And I seen like down the block from where my dad's bakery was, there was the fences, the wire fences, like maybe like 5 acres. And the guy had garbage trucks. Never forget this. So I'm in the bakery packing bagels with the guys. And we had propane tanks. And I hear boom, boom, right? I go running outside. I'm like, what the fuck? Garbage trucks. Somebody blew up their garbage trucks because in New York City was a strike. And this guy must have been getting the garbage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there was garbage trucks all over the floor, coming down on it, like from the sky.
Like pieces of the truck that blew apart?
Oh, yeah. It was pieces. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. And then somebody did something. They did something with... It happened to be, my dad's a baker. We own the bakery down the block. Somebody put a fucking loaf of Italian bread that looked like a penis on the door of the place. Like this guy's a prick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And the feds are by my dad. And he's like, we didn't make it. And they're trying to analyze the flour and shit. The bread is bread. You know what I'm saying? And he really didn't do it. You know what I mean? But it was just crazy that they never stop watching. You know, I'm kidding. Just stuff like this is funny. I was young, you know. Okay. And now where do you want me to go to next now?
Well, that's all what? You're like your early 20s when all that happened?
Yeah. Then what happened, I'll tell you about this. Then, you know, I was making money doing stuff. And so this is a good one. So I go to deliver to a guy. And when, you know, I own a route. So I go to, it was a Pastosa ravioli on Deer Park Avenue. So when I go to Pastosa, I hear a car like pull up. And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is that? I'm looking, I'm going, that's fucking some car, you know? And I'm getting the bread out to bring in the Pastosa. It was in the morning. And all of a sudden the guy goes like this. He gets out, I go, nice car. I go, where'd you get it? He goes, I got it right here, Sportique Motors. I go, that car's unbelievable. He goes, yeah, right here in Jericho. It's right here. He goes, I go, are you kidding me? He goes, yeah. I said, man, I'm going to go check it out. He goes, all right, it's a great car, you know? And he goes into Pastosa, and I go bring the bread in, and they go, you know who that guy is? I go, no, he's one of the foreigners, the guitar player.
Oh,
he lived in Dix Hills, you know, like right there. And I'm like, fuck. So I got this 76 Corvette that I put flared fenders, L50s, you know, the head is, it was fixed up. I got pictures of it. And I'm like, I'm married now, you know, and I want to fucking get that, I want to get that other car. You know, and I think I paid like, I told you, like $8,000 for it brand new, but I put like maybe another $5,000 fixing it up, you know? So I go to Sportique Motors. Now this is a good story. So I go in Sportique Motors. I walk in, I'm a regular guy. I don't dress up a lot. You know, I wear work boots and fucking, this is me. Like I'm dressed up now, you know? I would go to a wedding like this. No. So anyway, so I go in there. Nobody wants to wait on me. And I look at, and they have a white Lotus like with ropes around it. And I'm like, wow. So I go to the one guy. I said, it was a guy, a big guy. I said, listen, I want to buy one of them cars. He goes, all right, well, I'll get you a salesman. I was like, all right, you know. Now, the Corvette was black and burgundy. It was beautiful. And it was in the front. But they didn't know I owned it, you know. So all of a sudden, I'm looking at it, and I go, they go, you can't go in. I go, can I sit in it? You know, and they said, he goes, you're not supposed to move the ropes. I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, they give me a guy named Larry. I'll never forget Larry, okay? Italian kid. Good-looking kid. He had a gold watch on, a Peugeot watch. He had a nice watch, you know. I like jewelry. So he goes like this. He goes, listen, I'm going to get you a car. See when the next one's coming in. Because that's sold. I go, okay. All of a sudden they come in. They go, whose car is outside? I said, it's my car. They go, what do you want to do? And now the guy wants to talk to me, that guy, the tall guy. I go, I want to trade it in for one of these. So he goes, what are you looking to get? I said, listen, I got to get at least 10,000 because it was only like 2 years old maybe, you know? He goes, that's a lot of money. Don't go. I said, listen, you see what it looks like. So then all of a sudden he goes, I got something for you. And he goes to his desk. He comes back out, swear on my kids. He has a picture this big of a Lotus that's in California. It was a Mario Andretti special edition 038. Mario Andretti has 001, Moo steering wheel, the whole 9 yards. They gave it to him. Now it's made by Rolls-Royce, comes from London. And I said, you know, how much is it? He goes, we can run the numbers. You interested? They go, yeah, I want it. So they go, well, let us take your car. They take my car for a ride, you know what I mean? And they fucking come back. And he goes, we can only give you 7,000 or something. I said, I want 10,000. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. He goes, well, how much are you going to put down? If I get 10 there, I'll put another 5 because this car's like 30,000, you know what I mean? I can swing it. So he goes, let me say. So he comes back. He goes, yeah, okay. He said, but one thing, the guy that we just showed it to wants to buy it today. I said, I don't have another car, you know? And I did. My wife had a Monte Carlo. So he goes, we'll give you a car. You have to sign all the papers. I was like, all right. So they gave me a Peugeot because it was Peugeot, Rolls-Royce, and Lotus, and Jaguar. It was 4. The dealership had 4. So now they give me a Peugeot. I sign all the papers. You know me. I'm buying this car off a picture. I'm fucking nuts, right? So anyway, so I got a fucking Peugeot. I got to go tell my wife I just bought a fucking car off a picture. But when I told my father, he said, are you a fucking retard? I'm showing, no, Dad, this is it. That's a fucking picture. You know what I'm saying? I said, no, I seen the real car, what it looks like. He was mad. I go, listen, it's my money. He goes, do what the fuck you want. Like that, you know? I was like, all right, whatever. So now what happens is the car's got to come from California. So I'm driving this Peugeot for like 3 weeks. Now the car's coming in. They're going to bring it from New York City to Jericho, Sport Team Motors. This guy's going to get publicity from this. Anyway, so when me and my father were waiting there outside, and my wife were waiting for the car to come, and we hear the car coming down the road because it was like fucking 9 o'clock at night. Oh, and the fucking front of the driveway to go into the dealership was up high, and the fucking guy smashed the bottom because there's all fans in the front because the motor's mid-motor. So the radiator and stuff works from the front. He cracks all the fans. There's all antifreeze all over my car, the street, and my car. And I'm like, and all of a sudden I go, are you fucking kidding me? I go, they said, no, we're going to fix it. Don't worry. It's nothing. It's just the fan motors. I'm like, oh my God. So Elliot comes out. That was the guy's name. And he's like, don't worry. It's going to be fixed. He said, don't worry about it. He said, bring this inside. He fucking gave it to the guy, So now they put it on a lift waiting for the parts. Like a month. I'm driving around this fucking Peugeot. It was a good car, but. And every time I got my friends, that's my car up there. It was on the fucking other thing, So now I get the car. So the guy, Larry's going to come into play. So the guy, Larry goes, Rosario, I never drove a Lotus. Could I drive it? I said, yeah, when I get it, I'll drive it. You could drive it. So I already did all the, so on the paper it says $8,000 instead of 10. So I go, no, 10. He said, no. And I said, 8. I said, 10. I said, I want my car back. They go, we sold your car. I don't give a fuck. You're going to give my car back. They went and got Elliot. Elliot goes, you told him 10, make it 10, So I got the Lotus that's on the lift, right? So now Larry, we get the car. They put that thing in. Everything's great. I didn't drive it. So Larry drives it around and he's like all excited. And he goes, let me drive it? I say, yeah. Just let me drive it out of here, I drove it out of here. I pulled over. I go ahead, drive it. He has a bottle of champagne for me. I mean, it was a fucking $28,000 car back in 1979, And he was a good kid. He was a young kid. So he's driving the Lotus. He goes, here, and he hands me a 2-gram bottle of Coke. Well, no, it was a little one. And I was like, I goes, hey, take a hit. I go, all right. So I take a hit. I'm like, this is garbage. So I had a 2-gram bottle in my pocket, the little pocket. And I go, hey, try this. And he's like, holy shit. And he's like flipping out about the Coke, And now we're driving and he keeps on saying, can you get me this? I said, well, I know somebody's got it. I don't know if I could get it, And he's fucking freaking out. So we drive around. We go get a drink. And I became friends with him, Make a long story short, he keeps on calling me. So I call one of the guys I know and I said, listen, this guy wants something, contact him, So they talk. And I was giving him like one. Now listen, back in the day, I can say this, I don't care. But it was $2,800 an ounce. And the guy used to buy it and cut it in complete half and sell it for $2,800. So he made $2,800 like right off the go.
Right, yeah.
So he's selling them an ounce every week,
All right, guys, taking a quick break from Honor Among Thieves podcast to bring you a word from our sponsor. And that is Federal Prison Tips. At Federal Prison Tips, we help people navigate the justice system from indictment, re-entry, everywhere in between. Whether you're a loved one trying to get relief for someone that you love that is in federal prison, you are currently in federal prison, or about to go to federal prison, we can definitely help you. Everything from plea mitigation, sentencing mitigation, PRSAR challenges, anything about guidance while you're in prison, actually what to expect if you're a first timer and have never been there. Whether this is your second case, third case, you haven't quite learned your lesson yet. Either way, we can help you with everything that has to do with federal prison. Good time, FSA, second chance credits, getting designated to a facility. Any issues you might be having within the federal prison system, we can definitely help. Honor Among Thieves podcast. Mention that you saw us on the podcast and you'll get special rates only given to those who listen to the podcast. Again, 407-434-0175, extension 7. Hit us up, federalprisontipps.com. Contact us. Let them know you heard about them through me. Now let's get back to the show.
So what happens, he's doing it for like a couple of months. So my buddy calls me. As a matter of fact, he's my good friend. He's still alive too. He goes, this guy wants fucking 4 ounces. You know what I mean? Or 6 ounces. I forgot how much. No, it was 4 ounces because I had to pay. So he goes, can I give it to him? I said, it's up to you, He said, no, but I got to give the money to the... So I said, all right. So I said, I'll tell somebody to call the guy and tell him, don't worry about it. Allegedly. So anyway, he's getting the money. He gives him the shit, right? And no cell phones. That night, 1 o'clock in the morning, my buddy calls me. His name's Nicky. It don't matter. He goes, this motherfucker didn't come back with my motherfucking money. He goes, I got to bring the money. And I said, listen, I don't know, man. He goes, I'll fucking kill him. So he calls me 4 o'clock in the morning. This guy's still not here. I go, listen, I know where he lives. I said, all right. He goes, I'm coming to get you. So he comes by me and gets me. We go by his house, right? And he was off at 109. So we go to his house. And his car's there. We knocking on the door. He lived upstairs. No answer. And he's going crazy, Nicky. Nicky writes a note. He takes his switchblade out and he stabs it in his fucking horn. Like, I'll fucking kill you if you don't call me or something. It wasn't a switchblade. It was a knife. But anyway, so now I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's fucking flipping, because he's out all this money, So you think he's out $6,000, So 5 days later, he's going to the dealership. Nobody knows where the fucking guy is. He's like gone, right? All of a sudden he calls me up and he goes, listen, he goes, I got to talk to you. Meet me at this diner. So I tell Nicky, he just called me. So now we go to the diner and he's like, look, and he swear on the kids. He goes, look at this. I got busted. I pull into a diner and they fucking busted me like 10 cops. He goes, I just got out like about 2 days ago. And you can see the arrest record, everything that he did. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You got to talk to him. You owe him the money, And he's like, Nicky goes, I'm taking everything. He's taking his stereo, whatever's worth money. He's putting it in his fucking car. He's going wacko. And he goes, no, I'll pay. I'm still working. Everything's all right. I still got my job. So all of a sudden I'm going, all right, lad, you got to make sure you take care of it. And all of a sudden, as I'm walking outside, I said, just give me your watch. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, give me the gold watch. When you pay him, I'll give you the watch back. You know what I'm saying? I wanted some collateral for the kid. And I got the watch, right? Okay. So he's paying him off, the money that he owes. And I had to pay off the money that he owed. So I paid that off. And now this is funny now. Maybe 5 months later, we go to this after hours that's by my house. And I got the Lotus. It's winter time. So we go to the after hours. And then forget, it was like 30 steps to go upstairs. But it's open until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was right by my house. So we go up to the after hours. And we go there all the time. But we go there one night. And right in the fucking check, you got jackets, it's winter. You check in your coat, there's a hottie blonde in there, Beautiful. And I look at her, big blue eyes. I go, Nicky, give her something. You know what I mean? What? Give her something. So he gave her like a package, She goes, oh, thank you, So we're hanging out, drinking and stuff. So when we're leaving, she goes, listen, I don't have a car. Can you take me home? So I go, yeah, we'll take you home. So now Nicky puts her in I took her in the Lotus. We went to Nicky's house and I'm hanging out with her. I wound up hanging with her. So after I took her upstairs and we had a little negotiation.
Negotiation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We go back downstairs and we're drinking and she goes, you're not going to believe it. She says, I got to go to court like in 2 weeks. I go, really? What'd you do? She said, I was fucking hitchhiking on the road. A guy picks me up, takes me to a diner, and the feds or the police all around the car and lock me and her up. She was the girl that was a hitchhiker. He picked her up.
Wow.
So Larry didn't lie.
Wow.
I forgot. He said that in the beginning. He picked up a hitchhiker
right.
and got busted with the hitchhiker. That was her. Is that crazy?
That is insane.
Yeah, that was really her. And it was like unbelievable. She was a good kid. Yeah.
That's wild. The chances of meeting her
are
like 1 in a million.
And she just said it. And we're like,
right.
And I go, Nicky, see, he wasn't lying, but he wound up paying him and everything. So everything was cool like that. But shit like that was like exciting back in the days.
Cocaine in New York must have been so super expensive.
It was crazy.
Because if in the 70s, I had on George Valdez. He was a big time drug guy, cocaine guy.
Oh yeah, I seen him. I seen it.
In 79, a kilo of coke, he was selling it. It was $42,000.
Yeah.
So it was so expensive. So in New York,
so forget it. There it was a lot of money.
Yeah. So in New York, it must have been like exuberant. That was like a rich person drug.
Yeah.
In the 70s, it wasn't. Right. It turned into something different in the 80s, but
so now like everything's going good. You know what I mean? I'm doing bagels, and I'm doing that, and I'm working, trying to make little ends here and there. I got a divorce. I had a new girlfriend, stuff like that. So what happened is there used to be a friend of my dad's, old timer, and we used to call him DJ Louie. He was into everything, the guy. So what happened is, we used to go to the club on Hempstead Turnpike, Latiques, Hammerheads, all discos. It was disco, So we're fucking driving in a Lotus, right? And Louie's with me. But I tell you, Louie's crazy because one time he met me at the beach with these girls and he fucking takes his shirt off and he's hairy, but he's got all these patches missing. And I go, what the fuck's wrong with you? You got a disease? He goes, no, I smuggle shit out with tape from where I work. He goes, I tape it. I go, but you should shave your fucking body. I go, tell your wife. No, I can't tell her. I always wear a shirt in the house. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know? You gotta go?
No.
Oh. So anyway, so DJ Louie. But the thing with DJ Louie is, if he party coke. So if he's partying coke, like, you know, back in the day, I could take it out of a bottle. And I used to have a tutor. So, but back in the day, if you had a bottle, I would just go like that and I would get it. Not that I was a big cokehead. I would do like a gram a day. It was no big deal. But Louis had to fucking need a mirror, you know what I'm saying, to see where he's going with his fucking nose. So he put the mirror, you know, in my car. Right. He put the mirror up to like see where his nose is. Right. I'm going down Hempstead Turnpike, right, in Nassau County. And as I'm fucking driving, Louis got, and I used to take a Gatorade bottle. I used to drink Dewars, you know, because I was snorting and Dewars. And I used to fill it up with ice and put Dewars in there. Matter of fact, I named my dog Dewars back in the day. Anyway, so I'm drinking Dewars like this in Lotus. The car was beautiful, black and gold leather interior. If somebody seen it, they would spot it because it was so hot. All of a sudden, Louis got the mirror open. He's going like this. And I'm driving. I'm ready to stop for a light. And I turn. There's a Nassau County cop car right next to us. And I go, and the guy in the back goes, look. And everybody's turning around. And I go, Louis, put the fucking day down. The guys are looking. All of a sudden, I stop. They don't stop. They smash into the car in the front of them. The car goes through the intersection. Another car hits that. Right? I'm like, holy shit. I go, Louis, don't look. Don't laugh. But how can you not laugh? He's like, look at that. I go, shut the fuck up. Don't look. Don't look. All of a sudden, the light turns green. I take off. I fucking went around and I left. Right? So now where am I going to go? I don't want to drive all the way home. They're going to look for the car. So we went to the nightclub, Lucchese, right? I'm at Lucchese. And usually I used to valet it, but I put it in a parking lot because it was low. And I parked it where all the cars were just in case. But I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? They were going to get us probably for the coke. They couldn't get us for the coke, but I didn't want to see the car. So now what happens is we go into Lucchese. We're hanging out. It's like 2:30. I said, all right, let's go, you know? And we walk outside and I seen girls that I know there. As I'm going outside, I see like little yellow lights on cars. I said, they're fucking all over the fucking car. They're all over the car. I said, I'm not going to the car. He goes, I left shit in the car. You left it in my car? He goes, yeah, I got money. I go, what the fuck? I'm like, Louis, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? All of a sudden I go back into the nightclub and I tell the girl, there was a girl, her name was Anne-Marie. I go, Anne-Marie, listen, she lived right by me. I said, take my car home. Is your girlfriend? She says, I'm with my girlfriend. She has a car. I said, tell her to give me the keys. I'll pay you. Take my car home. So all of a sudden she goes, all right. So now I go, you just go. And they go out and then we go. And we're like watching from far away. And then I'm trying to yell at a girl because she didn't tell me what kind of car it was. You know, go, it's over there. She's yelling. I'm like, oh my God. So now what happens? We walk to the car and she gets in the car. What's called couldn't do the shift. So the girl said she knew how to drive it. So she got in the car and they go on the highway. They're following them like 3 cars. And as they're going down, like one car disappeared, then another car. Then they get on, it was where Nassau Coliseum. I think it's Southern State or Jericho. I don't know what highway it was. It's right off Hempstead Turnpike. Sagatos, I think, whatever. But anyway, they're going. All of a sudden, everybody left them alone and they went home. But ain't that crazy that we seen the car right next to us and Louis ready to fucking crack up. I think he would have got out and started laughing. That's how much nuts he was, you know? But I used to do stuff like that. We always had a good time, you know? He laughing.
Oh man, culture is such a thing, right? Like culturally, New York back in those days, it was just a normal thing.
Oh yeah, we partied every weekend.
It was kind of like Miami in the 80s. Like,
right.
You know, the drug dealers were everywhere. It was just normal.
Exactly.
You know, it wasn't a big deal.
Oh yeah, so, that's what it was. Everybody was partying. We go to clubs. There was nobody hurting anybody. It was just fun.
And everybody, I'm assuming in New York, it was like everybody had friends, you know, made guy. Yeah, I know that guy. This made guy, that made guy. Yeah. It was just a normal thing. It wasn't.
Well, I had my dad, all his friends. Every time I went to the clubs, I knew everybody because of my dad. But this is a good story. I'll tell you this one. You know, like this one, Nelson. What happened was I got the Lotus, right?
Okay.
Okay, and I just I was going through a divorce with my wife, okay? So my sister had a kid. So I was the godfather for the kid, you know? And we had to go to the christening thing, whatever it's called.
The baptism.
Baptism. So, but it was a dinner after. So my sister makes my wife go, to the thing. But we're friends, but we're not friends. She still wants to hang out, So I go there. I want to leave because I'm meeting my girlfriend in fucking Northport, right? This is a good story. So anyway, so I'm going to meet my girlfriend. So I'm telling my wife, I got to go. You know what I mean? Well, you got to go. Stay with me. I'll sleep. I said, listen, I got to go. Now, she's in my house. I left the house with her, and I'm out in another place. I have an apartment. So I take the Lotus, and I said, I got to go. And I just take off. Now I'm in Copeg? No, I'm in, I forgot. Well, anyway, it's like an hour away from where she is. It's off of Sunrise Highway. I think it's Copeg. But anyway, so I take the car and I'm driving. And that car was only 4 cylinders. It was a 4-cylinder, 6 valves for carburetor, it's pistons. It was like a souped up car. I mean, it did like 130, but it wasn't like a muscle car. It was more like a Ferrari type car. So now I'm taking the car and I'm driving. So it's a mid-motor, right? And there's a window like right behind, like this big, right here where the motor is. And it has a hatchback. I'm driving just regular, but maybe like 70, 80 miles an hour. I'm going from fucking Copeg to like North Babylon. Then I'm going up into Deer Park and then into Huntington. And I'm going to go to meet my girlfriend at this Images was the name of the bar in Huntington. Okay. So I'm driving like fucking, it's got to be like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, like on a Saturday or Sunday. I forgot. So this road's all dark. You know what I mean? It's like old style place. Up there, so like, that's where the water table is so different. Because over there, like your boat, you could go in where we are in where I lived in North Palm, the water's right there. But over there, the dock's got to move. There's like a 12-foot difference in height with the water. So I go to the fucking place, and what was I saying? You could fix this, right? Yeah. So what happens is I got the Lotus. I'm going. So I'm on the road and I'm slowing down, and I stop at a light. All of a sudden, I look through the window of my mirror, through this little window, and I see millions of red lights coming. I go, man, it must be a fucking bad fire or something, Okay. And back in the day, what I used to do, if I got pulled over, I used to get pulled over a lot, and I used to teach Suffolk County rookies self-defense when I was young. So I had a lot of cop cards. But my wife, that I just divorced, she used to, I made her go partners with a guy in a security company. And we had cards for, I'm not going to say who it was, but of a chief of police card. Okay? So I had a couple of cop cards.
Wow.
If you get pulled over, you save a card.
Right,
and what happens if I get pulled over again? I go, I know this guy.
Right.
So I had that plus that in my wallet. I didn't know nobody, but I just had these cards. All of a sudden, I looked, they're fucking coming after me. They're all coming around with like guns drawn. I'm like, what the fuck? Get them out of the car. I get out of the car. I go, what's going on? They said, we've been following you for 3 towns. I said, I was driving regular. That's where I was driving. They said, you were doing over 100 miles an hour. I said, I was just in a hurry. I said, you think that if I knew you were following me, I would stop for a fucking light? I said, come on. They got me handcuffed. Now they take my wallet out of my pocket, right? This is funny. They take the wallet out of my pocket, right? And they're looking through my wallet. They go, what you got all these cards for? I said, listen, you want to lock me up? Lock me up. And then all of a sudden one guy says, Chief of, how do you know? I said, I don't, lock me up. You want to lock me up? You'll know. Like I'm playing it off like, you know what I mean? I figured I'm screwed anyway, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I got a 38 in my boot. A 38. Loaded. 5-shot in my boot. 2 grams of cocaine in my pocket. And now they got me handcuffed from outside. So now they don't know what to do with me. They're calling lieutenants, this, that. So they said, we're taking you back to the precinct. What we're going to do is, it's true, they can look it up. They're going to leave a cop with my car, my Lotus, and they're going to take me to the precinct. So they take me to the precinct. When I'm in the precinct now, they put me on a bench. I'm not locked up, you know what I mean? Because they took the cuffs off me. I'm sitting there, and there's people locked up, and they're chained to the bench, you know what I mean? And right in the front of all the cops. I said, I got to get this fucking thing out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going like this. I'm getting it. All of a sudden, I lean up, and this guy's over there. I go, do you want something? Get this. And I slide it to the back. And he goes, thanks a lot. I give it to them. But I still got the other thing, you know? And I'm like, oh, my God, what the fuck?
And this is inside the police station?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy, right?
So what happened with the
It was in there. They never know. So anyway, so now they're going to take me back to my car because they can't get nobody. So he took me.
But what happened that they let you go?
I'll tell you, they couldn't do nothing. They didn't know what to do. They have all these cards. They don't know what to do because I wasn't, they said I was speeding. I said, I swear I was driving. I said, would I stop at a light? It don't make any sense.
Right.
I said, and I was saying, hey, lock me up. I want you locked. Like I'm acting like I'm a big time with all the cops, but I don't know nobody, you know, but I'm a good salesman kind of. So I wonder if I could get locked up now. I'm not sure. So anyway, so what I do is I take the, they take me to my car and they said, oh, you took my license or registration. He said, you're not taking your car. He said, you got to get somebody to take your car. You're not driving it because you don't have a license right now. I said, well, can you take me to my car? I said, well, take me to the club. Take me to Images. That's the name of the club. I said, I'll get my girlfriend to come and get the car. They go, fine. He tells the cop, take him to Images. And he goes, and we'll be in touch with you. I was like, okay. I gave him my numbers and shit. You know, my house number. I had no thing. Bakery number. So they take me to Images. There's a line to get in the club, and there I get out of a cop car. You know what I'm saying? I walk in the club. I go to the DJ. I go, listen, here's $10. Call Kimberly Tesoro. Like, that was my girlfriend, not my wife. She wanted to be my wife. I have 2 kids. Anyway, so they go, and she comes. I go, we got to go get my car. You know what I mean? Where's your car? I said, just come. So we go outside, and she got a buddy of hers to drive us to my car. The cop's there. I said, just make believe you're going to take the car. So I go, yeah, she's going to take the car. He said, yeah, they told me. He goes, all right. So now we get in the car. She's in there. She don't know how to drive it. And he's still there. I'm like, look at this guy. I said, Kimberly, listen, just do what I say. Start the car. Put your foot on the clutch and the brake. Start the car. You know what I mean? She starts the car. I go, okay, leave your foot. Take it off the brake. Leave your foot on the clutch. But don't do nothing until I tell you. I put it in first. I go, now listen. Because we were like right on. I said, you're going to just go real slow and give it gas. So she goes, what? I go, no, little gas. We go. I go, okay, now put the clutch in. I shifted second, and then the guy left. And then what happened was I got down the road. I said, pull over. I jumped in, and we went back to the club. I went back to the club with her. Sick, right?
That's wild.
I know. They wouldn't believe this stuff.
That's funny. When did you end up coming to Florida?
What happened was my buddies invested in one. Crocos used to be down here. Remember Crocos? Too young. And they knew people, and I used to come down and see my friends. My one friend was building the inside. It was a movie theater. It was the best club ever. And then what happens, every time I came back and forth, the owner liked me, and I became a bouncer there. So I came down here. I was a bouncer, and I used to work at the club. It was at nighttime, and the day I didn't do nothing. I used to bounce. It was a Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday was ladies' night. They made so much money there. But it was a basketball court. He put a basketball court. And the sound system was up in the air. The courts were down. The courts would go up, and the sound system would come right down. The rack with all the music and stuff. It was hot. The girls, man, it was unbelievable. I met so many girls there. I didn't want to go back anymore. I stood here. Yeah, it was good.
Tell me, how'd you end up learning about Gus Boulas? Was that after you got arrested and everything?
Yeah. Well, I knew of him because I wound up opening a bakery here back in the day. And I knew of him, but I never met him. And then
you never interacted with him.
Never.
Never met him in person.
No, never.
No, never.
I knew he was short. You know,
right.
I think we went to his restaurant, Gusto's, in the Keys one time. I don't know if he was there. I never seen him.
Was he the founder of Miami Subs? Or
yeah,
he was
he's the one that started it.
Okay.
He started, I guess, a place over there in Miami Subs. I used to deliver to like 2 or 3 of them back. Not me, my drivers. You know.
Okay.
But let's go. Let me think of another story. I had a lot of stories. You like the stories, or you want to go somewhere?
No, they're good. So when you come down to Florida, you're married. You have kids already at that point?
No, yeah, but I had 2 kids. I left Kimberly up there with my 2 kids, and then
So you opened a bakery down here, obviously, right?
I opened a bakery, not right away, but then I opened a bakery. Then I got my crackers down here, Rosario's flatbread crackers. I did that. I did a lot of things.
Like in grocery stores?
Yeah. What happened was me and my cousin, well, I started off, I got the crackers down here with my dad. And then my uncle had a big company, so we were getting it from my uncle. Okay. And I used to live in Parkland. And we used to get a tractor trailer to come down Holmberg Road with the crackers, a skid, and I would have a skid on the floor, and my cousin would throw the boxes to me. We'd fill it up and take a floor jack and bring it in the house. But I got stops. I'm really good at getting business. Okay, what happened was I was on the road picking up stops all the time. So I wanted to go to Publix. So we got an appointment for Publix. No, not Publix, Cisco Foods. What happened, a guy his name was Joe something. And he used to deliver to restaurants. And what he did was he went into a place and he seen my crackers all over the place. Like, where are these things coming from? You know, and so he called the office and they called me and then they wanted me to talk to him. So the guy wanted me to go to Cisco and talk to them about our crackers. Okay. We don't know. Cisco's the biggest company in the world back in the day. So I'm like, okay. So me and my cousin, we go to Cisco. And we're waiting in the waiting room, and we got our crackers, and we got cream cheese, and we're going to do it like a presentation, you know? And I'm like joking around with them. I'm telling the girls, because we're waiting for them to come and get us. I go, listen, can you call them another 2 minutes? I'm out of here. And I was making jokes. And all these guys are like, this is Cisco. What are you, crazy? You know, I mean, you got to be patient, you know? So finally they get us inside, right? So we go inside. There's a long board table. And the guy, Joe, was there. He was in charge of appetizers. That's what it was. And we made up the bowls. I fixed up all the bowls and stuff. And I started talking. And he goes, I said, listen, you're in charge of Italian products. This really ain't an Italian product. It's actually an Italian matzah. You know what I mean? It's more towards a cracker, like you know, the matzahs, you know? I said, but I sell them all over the place. He goes, yeah, we know. We can't get the stops. We're losing cracker. They had these big crackers. He said, we're losing a lot of business because of this, you know? We're interested maybe in, you know, purchasing them from you. So anyway, so I'm doing the spiel. Everybody's eating crackers. And this guy walks in, a heavy guy with his shirt open with his tie, right? Never met him before. I don't know who he is. Okay, he happened to be Joe Sorrentino, Italian guy. He was president of Cisco Foods. Oh, so wow. He just comes in, everybody's eating, he's sitting, eating crackers. And I'm telling stories, you know. I said, I'm a backdoor man. And I'm going, I don't mean that in a bad way. I was making jokes and shit. I said, listen, you know why you guys don't get a lot of sales? I said, when I go to a place, I don't knock on the door wherever I am and say, listen, I'm Rosario from Rosario's Flatbread Crackers. You know, here's my card. Can I talk to the owner? Well, he's too busy right now. I said, I go into the kitchen because I'm working, man. I go in there, dishwasher's there. Hey, what's your name? Jose, how you doing, Jose? What's the owner's name? His name is Ben. Oh, okay, thank you. When I walk in, I already got crackers ready in my hand. I open them up. I go to the chefs. I go, listen, I don't want to bother you guys. I want you guys to try these, okay? Now, all of a sudden, this guy walks up. That's Ben. And he goes, can I help you? I said, yeah. Is your name Ben? How you doing? My name's I'm in his house. You got it? So that first time could be a part that you'll never even get a chance. But I'm always in their house. I go right in the back door. Smart, right? Mm. I look what they're using. Like when I was in Italian bread business, I would look what kind of bread you got. I used to pick their mind in my head. Whatever I see, I remember, you know? And that's how I used to do stuff, you know? And Cisco Foods, the guy was just listening to me. The president, listening to me. He goes, these things are unbelievable. And he's talking. He goes, what's your name? I said, I'm Rosario. Oh, nice to meet you. Anyway, so he goes, all right. Nice to meet you. He shakes my hand. He leaves. And all of a sudden, the guy, Joe Piazza, goes, that's his name, Joe Piazza he goes, that guy's the president of Cisco. I go, really? He goes, my cousin's going, you were saying fucking crazy jokes. I go, what am I going to do? All of a sudden, he sends the buyer in. That guy sends the buyer in, right? He goes, listen, he wants your product. We're like, what? He wants the product. I got it the first day. Yeah. Wow. And he goes like this. He goes, what we're going to do with you, we're going to tell you because we have somebody that distributes, you know, our products and this and that, you know, stocking and all of that. I'm like, okay, you know. So anyway, so we got to stop. But what they want to do is they were going to take the product on. So he goes, I want all your products. I had packages and I had bulk. I said, listen, here's what I'm going to do with you. Now I'm telling the guys, the buyer, I said, I'm not going to give you stops that you don't have. I'm not going to lose the business. I'll deliver them, and I'll see if I could switch them over to you to get you guys more business, but I'm going to keep them stops, you know? Right. And he goes, well, we don't do it. I said, well, that's the only way I'm going to do it. And he goes, all right, we'll do it. You know what I mean? Try to get it. He said, He goes, Joe wants you to drive around with our sales crew and teach them the way you sell. He likes the way you sell. Like give them little hints and stuff. So I was driving with like a couple of the salespeople, like and just watching them when they go in and I'm telling them, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. So it was good, And we wound up getting Cisco. And what they did was they made a Cisco Supreme. That's my crackers. And we had packages they took too. Okay. And now when you leave Isdale Road, when you leave Cisco, right across the street is Publix. It's right there. So my mind, right? I'm nuts. I go, we're going to get Publix today. So I have 6 flavors. The box is about this big, 12 packages. So I go in where the trucks go in, all the way to the right. And you can see the office. They won't let you in over there unless you got like a pass. So I go in through there and I go there. I go, listen, guys, come here. I give them 2-3 boxes. They were like in this, like a toll booth. He goes, no, we can't, just take it. Take the fucking, just let me in. No, you can't go in over here. You got to go. I said, listen, take this. I'm going to go around that truck. Nobody will even know. He goes, man, I'm going to get fired. You ain't going to get fired. Don't turn your head. And I fucking went in. So now I go and drive around. I park like right where the offices are. This is true shit. So I go in there and I go like this. I go to my cousin, grab 6 boxes. I'll grab 6 boxes. There's 6 flavors. We're walking with the boxes about this big, we're walking up the stairs. We go inside and there's like a big desk there with like 3 girls on the phone. So one girl I'm looking at, I go, you're cute. I go, listen, what's your name? Elaine. Elaine, listen, these are for you girls. Take these home. It was around the holiday. No, I can't. Take it. Just take it. I go, and listen, I'm going to give you these other 6 boxes. Who's in charge of appetizers and stuff? And they go like this. They go, I forgot the guy's name that was in charge. I go, get it in his office. See that he gets that. She goes, okay. I give them the 6 boxes. I leave 6 boxes. It's a true story, right? All of a sudden, we leave, right? 2 days later, the office calls me. You got to call this guy. And it's Publix. So I call up, right? And all of a sudden he goes, I go, this is Rosario. Oh, yeah, Rosario. Let me ask you something. I'm eating these freaking great crackers, right? How did you get these fucking things in my office? That's what he says. I said, I can't tell you. He goes, no, really? How'd you get? I came in, they're in my office. Nobody knows where they came from. I said, I can't tell you. I'm going to give you business, but you got to, I said, I ain't telling you. I'd rather not get the business. He goes, I want you to come and see me. So I went there with my cousin because we were partners. And we go up there and we go inside and he's still, you got to tell me. I said, I can't tell you. He goes, I said, if you want, I could plant a bomb in here. You wouldn't even know. I'm joking with him. He goes, you probably could. He was fucking crazy, right? He goes, listen, how many flavors? I said, I got 6 flavors. He goes, I'm going to give you a test run of like 50 stores, 4 flavors in each store. Publix. So I go, all right. He goes, you got to contact this guy. This is like within like a couple of months. So now I go to with my cousin to go talk to the guy that is the buyer. So now when you have a product, you got to pay slotting fees. You know what that is?
No.
All right, let's say you got 6 flavors, 4 flavors. I got to pay a slotting fee where it goes in the warehouse.
Right.
That's real estate. So I go like this. I said, listen, I got 6 flavors. He wants 4. But how much is a slot? I might not be able to afford it. He goes, you don't have to pay no slotting fees. No slotting fees. And they're still in there now. They're still in the deli, in the grocery aisle. There's not a lot. There used to be 4 or 5 flavors. I think there's only 2 now. But they're still in there. But that's how I do it. I just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah, you got to take the risk. You got to
go for it, just with things. I think that I don't know why I'm like that, and it's so hard because I came out of prison and it took me so hard to just be a little bit okay with money and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, I broke my ass. I was skimming pools. I did what I had to do to try to make it. You know, right. But the thing is like, let me see if I miss any stories.
So was that was after you came down to Florida? You got those in stores, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Did you already have the bakery going down here?
No, then I started the bakery. After I did all the crackers and stuff, I used to be at a restaurant called Bruzy's in Boca. Okay. It was Bruzy's Microbrewery Bakery and Pizza Kitchen. I was the baker. And I used to make all the bread for the place. And I used to go in the day and make all the desserts. And then at nighttime, go and hang out at the bar. Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's what I did. But I would do other stuff, you know, like I did 2 or 3 things to make money to do stuff. Always had nice cars and shit, you know, motorcycles. Yeah.
All right. So tell me a little bit about how, if you don't have to go into detail if you don't want to, but tell me a little bit about how the whole situation that landed you in prison, how did that kind of transpire? And then,
Well, the thing is I always worked. You know, I worked. And so what happened, I had a bakery, the big wholesale bakery. Okay? This is crazy. So I have this big wholesale bakery. I'm doing great with the routes. I was the first guy to bring ciabatta bread down here. And so what happened was I had a lot of equipment in there. And when I bought some, I always bought used stuff. And I had a mechanic that had a room with all tools and stuff. Like I would buy I bought from Extra Supermarket a 4-pocket roll machine. You know, brand new, it's like maybe $150,000. I paid like $60 at an auction.
Right.
I'll buy stuff and then go and fix it up and whatever. Then I buy a machine. I'll buy stainless tables, whatever I could get deals on. I always bought stuff. I bought this was good. Because I had like 5 ovens to make the bread. We started getting busier. I started 1 bay, then 2 bays. I had like 6 bays, you know? And I wanted it's called a revolving oven, because you need the heart of the oven to make the bread good.
Right.
And I had revolvers. They're okay, and I had rack ovens. So I said, I'm looking for what did I just say it was?
Revolving oven.
No, not the revolver. It's a I forgot the name of it.
Conveyor belt?
No. It's long. It's 18 shells, okay, and it's steel. It's like a revolver, but big. And St. Armand Bakery had one in the middle of the state, because they had Kentucky Fried Chicken. They used to make all the biscuits in this one place, and it had 4 ovens. And the guy bought all 4 of them, okay? I said, I want that oven. He had one for sale, a guy told me. So I went up there to see it. But what happened, he had 2 ovens up, and he had 2 ovens in a trailer. It was big. It looked like a Sherman tank, okay? That's how big the thing is. And I go to see it. I said, I want to see the oven. He opens it up. It was all apart. It looked like garbage. You know what I mean? Because it's the inside and the outside. I'm talking, it had 3 walls on this side, 3 walls on this side, a front and a back. And I got to think of the name. I can't believe I forgot it. But anyway, so I go, I want to take it. So I think I paid like $60,000 for this oven that was worth like $500,000 back in the day. But I had to put it together, and I had to get it to go to my bakery, which was like 5 hours or 4 hours away. And I went and talked to the guy. I said, okay, I want it. You know what I mean? He says, it's in the trailer. I'll send it to you with the trailer. It's in one whole trailer. I'm like, okay. So he goes, I want 60 grand for it or something. I forgot the number. Just say, I don't remember really. So I gave him like 40,000. When I get the oven, I'll pay the rest. So he goes, listen, I don't need the money, but I want all the money. Otherwise, I don't want the rest when I get there. You know what I mean? I want it now, you know? I was like, all right. So I went to the bank. I gave him all the money. He goes, okay, it should be there tomorrow. I go, okay. Do you believe the fucking trailer ain't roadworthy? Because it was in an old trailer.
Oh, wow.
So he tells me, listen, we can't get it to you. He goes, you want to come back? I'll give you money back. He goes, or you could come here and switch all the stuff to another trailer. I was like, all right, I need the oven. I'll switch it to another trailer. So I go up there with 4 guys. It was like we were dead. We were there for like 6-8 hours with high-lows and fucking jacks and stuff. I need water to move everything over to the other trailer. And we did it. So now he goes, I want the guy that took it apart and who built it. And he goes like this. He said, here's a guy, gave me the number. Now I get the trailer to me, and then I get all the parts off the trailer inside the bakery. So I had to take over another bay just to put this oven in. That's how big it was. And a traveler oven, that's what it's called. So now the guy comes down to see the oven that's going to put it together. And he goes to me like this. I know I was in trouble. Big, like redneck, big guy with 2 kids, like, you know, from the country. He goes, smoking cigars and shit. He goes, well, it's going to take a long time. Like that. And I was like, oh, like you got to pull the words out of his mouth, you know? And he's like, I said, okay, how much you want? He goes, well, we got to get $100 a day a person, room and board and food. I don't remember exactly what it was a day for the labor. I was like, no problem. I put him up in a hotel right there. So now they're going to build the oven, right? When he's taking the oven apart, he goes, you need to do this. I paid like $100 and something thousand to rebuild this oven, but I rebuilt it like brand new, right? It had 4 turbines in the back that were like this big with the belts. It would go, woo! It was 2 million BTUs. 2 million. Yeah. Propane. Now I had to get more propane because I didn't have enough pressure. Propane works on pressure, so you need more volume. So I had to get like a submarine sunk just to start the oven. But once I got the oven working, I didn't have to use 4 ovens. It was 18 shelves. I think 140 something sheet pans.
Wow.
You know, yeah, it was good. And that's how I got into the bakery business. And then I did restaurants. And then so now I didn't know what I was going to do, you know, because it was too busy. My brother-in-law worked for a place, insurance company up in where Dolly Parton lives. Where the hell is that?
Is that Tennessee?
Tennessee. And my sister had a car accident. She didn't want to be there no more. She wanted to be by my mom. So he came down. He's a smart kid. He goes, listen, I have really good credit. He says, you know, I don't have a lot of money to give you, but I'll become your partner because I'm bad with numbers and stuff. I had bookkeepers and accountants. So I said, okay. So now what he does is he goes around to all my equipment because all the equipment's used, but it's paid for. He was going to take a loan on my equipment. You know, like the date, the serial number's this is the serial number. I had a lot of shit in there. The only thing that I was paying payments on was a high-low and 1 mixer. You know, but mixer was like 30 grand, you know, it was expensive stuff. So he's going to get a loan. So he's doing all the paperwork. Everything's going good. So Donna calls me, my bookkeeper, says, Rosario, there's a guy here who wants to talk to you. I said, who is he? He goes, his name's Neil. I said, what is it about? He wants to buy your bakery, he says. I said, it's not for sale. So I go there, and he goes like this. He goes, I've been calling you for like 2 months. You never answer the phone. I said, well, I don't want to sell it. He goes, I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse. So I go, yeah? So I call Tony, my brother-in-law, because he's doing all this stuff. I go, Tony, this guy wants I go, come here. I said, talk to this guy. So he's talking to him. These guys are from Tyco International.
Wow.
Big. His brother was the vice president the controller for Tyco. So, all right. So he goes, Rosario, you got to do this. This could be your thing. You know, I could retire, you know? I'm like, wow. And plus, I have all the paper. Tony was in the computer, so I have all the numbers. I had everything because he was going to be, invest into it. And the guys want to buy it. So they say, okay, so we made a deal. They'll buy the bakery. And he had a controller. Neil had a controller that was a Jewish guy that was in charge of his money. Hope he hears this fucker. Anyway, so what happened? He has a controller. And we made a deal so much and payments so much, say a couple 100,000, whatever it is. So they're going to give me one, and then in 3 months they're going to give me another, blah, 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 blah. So now everything's set, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have partners. So I was going to be out, but now they called me in and they said, Rosario's Bakery is no good without you. You got to stay here. We'll give you a good salary. We'll pay for your car, health insurance. So I'm like, fuck it. So I had to take a little bit less money. I said, okay, I'll do it. So I'm doing that, right? The bakery, everything's going good. And I wound up having a baby with my wife. That was my one son, he's 23. And so everything's going good, Okay. All of a sudden, as he's doing stuff, now he was in an office building, Bank of America building, which was, when I was with Bruzies, partner on Bruzies, that was the guy that owned Bank of America and owns Bruzies. So I know them all. They're my friends. 2 days before we're about to close on the bakery, the controller calls me. He goes, well, we looked at all the numbers we can't do. We're going to have to change things around. I said, you got 2 fucking days. You're going to change things around? So he was on the 3rd floor. I go, listen, you fat fuck. I'll come there, throw your fucking fat ass off the building. I said, I'm coming. He hangs up. The guy calls me, Neil. Don't be, threatening him. I said, you fucking 2 days? He goes, just come here. I said, I'm fucking coming. I'm on my way. I'm fucking going there like a maniac, right? I get there. The cops are there already, right? But all the guys know me in the office building. They go, you're the guy they're waiting for? I go, yeah, just take me upstairs. I'm not looking for fights. So I look inside. He's in his office. I see him on a board table. I go, tell him I want to talk to him. He comes out. He goes, can you be calm and we'll sit and talk? I go, yeah. So what he wanted to do to remove the payments longer. And so I was like, okay. Okay, so everything's going good. I have the kid, getting paid. The only thing that was in my name, the building, everything was out of my name except for the electric and the telephone, I think, was still in my name. I have J. Alexander's, Duffy's, Ale Houses, Flanagan's, all the pizza. I had so many accounts, corporate accounts, you know what I mean, that I delivered to. These are big, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, all of them. I had like 20 trucks. All of a sudden, I get a call on my house, and one of the guys go, listen, we're calling the bakery, the number's disconnected. I go, what are you talking about? And when I went to get paid, and Erica, my daughter, was working as a bookkeeper in there. They hired her. When I went to get paid, it was like, we're going to pay you tomorrow. I'm like, you know, all right? All of a sudden, I call the telephone. You got to have a phone. I call up, they said, you owe like $800. They haven't paid like in 2 payments or something. I said, where can I pay it? They told me. I said, okay. I went to the bank. I got the $800. I paid it. So now he got another guy that was going to invest in the bakery, a guy named John something. He thought he was Italian and he carried a gun, but he wasn't. He was Spanish. But he would act like it. I got my pistol on, and I told him, don't do that in front of the people, you know, the workers. So I go to get my $800, and he's there because he's been taking the money out of Z Bakery and the other thing. Yeah. He's been doing, like, trying to invest, but he's taking all the money. I said, listen, here's the bill. I just paid $800 for the telephone. I got to get everything straight. I said, listen, I just paid fucking $800 for the telephone. I want my motherfucking money, right? He goes, I can't be threatened. So he fucking goes to the phone and he's talking. I'm calling Neil. He grabs the phone. I grab the phone. I fucking throw it against the wall. I said, go get my motherfucking money. I said, get your gun out now. See what I do. Take your gun out, I tell him. And he goes like this. He goes, I can't believe, go get my $800 fucking dollars. Okay. He went downstairs, went in his trunk. He gave me the $800. Yeah, so now I said, I'm out of here. I'm not working no more. You know what I mean? I'm not going to work because I was running the bakery part, right? The Z Bakery. I wasn't going to do it. They
were still paying you in payments, like the sale of the
bakery?
No,
everything was going.
Everything was good.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
So the salary was just extra. You had already
right.
gotten okay.
My salary, but I wasn't getting the rest of the payments that was owed to me. Right. So I have notes. I had them personal. Right, you fucker? Anyway, so what happens is I'm fucking steaming. So in the corner was a fucking kosher bakery, a kosher deli for kosher stuff, kosher food. I'm fucking nuts. I go in there. The guy was having a hard time. He wanted to sell the place. I go, listen, me and you are going to be partners. I'm going to give you this much. I said, I'm going to own the place now, okay? And I'm going to pay you so much a week. But I want to keep everything the same here. And what I did, everything that I was making over there, I started making in there, right there, 3 stores away. You got it? And that's why I killed that guy. Makes sense, huh? I would have never been there if it wasn't for that fucker.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let's take a break. Let's go eat. We'll come back. All right, guys. Taking a quick break from the podcast to talk to you about Gus Villa Jewelry. Yo, let's be real here for a second. If you're rocking plain jewelry in Miami, of all places, you are doing it 100% wrong, my boy. Step your game up with Gus Villa Jewelry, the plug for real Cuban link gold and silver chains. And of course, the cleanest Rolexes in all of Miami. This isn't factory made or watered down or any of that stuff. This is high quality, custom, handmade stuff that shines from here to the moon. It turns heads, starts conversations, and makes you look fresh. Gus has something that'll level up your whole vibe. And because you're locked in here with us at Honor Among Thieves podcast, you're getting a hookup. Use the promo code Montana at checkout. Get 5% off your entire order. That's right, 5% off. Go check them out at GusVillaJewelry.com or pull up on them in the Diamond District down here in downtown Miami. GusVillaJewelry.com. Again, that's GusVillaJewelry.com. And tell them your boy Montana sent you. Gus Villa Jewelry. Now back to the podcast. All right, so that's the backstory of how you ended up in trouble and, you know, the altercation where you killed that guy. Let's get into.
Well, at first, listen.
Yeah.
You know, after that happened, you know, it was self-defense, really. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like it took so long, and then they charged me, and I was living. I bought a big house and shit. Everything was going so good, and everything got fucked up so fast. You know, I went
That's
to go
typically how it happens, right?
Yeah, man. It was crazy. And then, you know, I didn't get arrested because what happened was when it happened, my dad called a lawyer. A lawyer came all the way down from Miami and met me at the police station. And I didn't get arrested, nothing. But what happened, they called me like a couple of weeks later, the police, and they said, listen, we're in where you live, we're in front of a shopping center. Because my license was the shopping center. The
business,
yeah, the business. And I was like, and I tell them. So then I go to work go home one day, and I live in a gated community, Wackenhut. And as I'm going in, the guys are like this. I had a CL 600 Mercedes, $128,000 car.
Wow.
2002. And they were waving me down. I'm like, fuck. So I fucking pull over. They go, listen, they just came in looking for you. They want all your license plate numbers and everything on your cars.
Right.
I was like, fuck. So I take the car. I went to another place that has cars, friend. I said, listen, take this car. Give me some. So he gave me a Mercedes ML SUV. So I'm driving that. So every time I went home, I would go in through the front gate, like not through where, I would go through with my clicker. And then instead of going around where I live, I went around the other side and parked my car by my neighbor and went through the backyard. You know? But then one day my wife goes like this. She says, they're knocking on the door. There's cops all over the place. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And listen, before this, you know what happened? About 2 weeks before that, I had a fight. And I fucking punched the guy in the face. I broke my hand for like the third time. So they put nuts and bolts in here. So I got a cast on my arm. And I just got out of the hospital that day before. And they arrested me. I was in pajama bottoms. So I go, three cops were there, detectives. I go, can I go inside, brush my teeth? No, you got to take it now. I said, let me get my fucking shoes. I got no fucking shoes. We got to take it now. I said, what are you being a dick for? Let me get my motherfucking shoes. You know what I mean? And he was a short cop. I never forget the fucker. You know? He wouldn't even let me get my shoes. So now I got to they can't put cuffs on me because I got a cast on. You know what I mean? So now they don't got nothing I have no fucking cuffs, right? So they're taking me. The guy that's taking me, I used to see all the cops, really nice cops. I'm a cop guy. I love them. Sheriffs, all the ones used to go to the diner to eat. I used to see them in the morning because I used to go to the gym, and I used to go take my girlfriend and have breakfast. So I know all the guys. So the guy got in the car, and I go, the motherfucker, he goes, don't worry, Rosario, and my buddy's staying back there. He's going to get your shoes and your shirt and stuff. I was like, yeah, thank you. So while I'm in there, he goes, listen, all the news is at the West Palm. They were all there waiting for you. I was like, are you fucking, yeah, that's why they want to be on the news, these guys. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck. He said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pack up by the car, like right by the door. You just get right out. I got no shirt on and I got a cast, right? It was great to see it on the news. But what I did was he had his dry cleaning right next to me on the other side. I took his shirt and I put the sheriff's shirt over my head. I get out, you see me with the sheriff's shirt going to the door. It's locked. I couldn't get in. So I'm out and they're taking pictures of me. And then they brought me in. But I got out on bail, you know, so I was out on bail for a long time, you know.
How long were you out on bail for?
A couple of months, yeah.
How come, because of who the guy was, right? How come the feds never picked up the case? I would have thought they would have thought it was a mob hit, right?
I don't know. You know, pick up my case.
No. Yeah, your case.
Yeah.
Because the guy was a mob guy.
Well, you know what? I don't know, because it was state. You know what I mean? That's what they think. I'm sure they were investigating me too, guaranteed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or maybe because they got the other ones on state. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why they wanted to blend everybody together. And I told you when I went to the jail, they were all there when they picked me up. I tell you that part when I was in prison.
After you were doing your time?
No, when
they first picked you up.
I was doing my time. I might have told you from the other one, did I? That I went there, you remember?
Yeah. But we'll get to that. So you're out on bond for a couple months.
I'm working.
Do you sign a plea? Or
no,
what happens? You go to trial?
I went to trial, yeah.
Okay.
I talked and everything. Yeah, but you know what happened? My I lived in a big house. I had my car. You know what I never forget, a Bonnie something. I don't even say anything. Anyway, she was a prosecutor, right? And I had David Bogan suits. He's the best. So nice. I love that guy. Even though I lost, it wasn't his fault. It's a jurist. But she has a picture up about the size of this wall of my car because they impounded my car. They impounded the whole parking lot.
Right.
Because there was a couple of friends in there, Italian guys that took off and they wanted all the cars. And they fucking had my picture and she goes, "Oh, what kind of car is that?" You know it's a Mercedes, right? That's an expensive car. How much? I said, "Man, I work my ass off. What is it? That was my car. It's not no big deal." I said, "It's no big deal to me. Maybe it's a big deal to you." I guess she didn't like it, so she wanted me even more than that. Yeah. But she was just wouldn't stop. You know what I mean? And then my wife. Oh, I had a suit. He said it looked too like gangsterous, so I had to change it with my brother. My sleeves were down to here. He's like 6 foot. So, his sleeves, I had to roll them up. I looked like Big with fucking that guy, the movie, Big, because my suit was so big on me. Huge. Yeah, not the top, just the arms. And then my wife, she was sexy, my wife. All them things. The jurors, they look at everything. That's why if you're going to trial and stuff, guys, whoever's watching this, you got to dress down. You got to kind of look like a regular person. And something? We were regular persons. You know what I mean? That's what the sad part was. I wasn't born with money. I worked hard to get it,
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that. So
you lose at trial? Do they take you into custody right after you lose?
Oh, yeah, they took me. But you know what? I thought I had a party ready. They never made it. I thought I was going to win. I did, And they offered me 3 years, and my lawyer said, "Don't take it."
That must have hurt.
Yeah. I'm still not mad at him.
No, I get it. No, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at anybody anyway, but it just...
I was thinking, 3 years? I ain't going 3. No, we're going to give you 15. All right. You think about it like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So then...
All right, so they book you. Tell me what happens from there.
So what happens, I turned around to my family because I had my shit on me. I gave it to my dad.
Right.
And I said, "Don't worry. I'm going to fight it. Don't worry. No big deal." I said, "I'm going to get a little vacation." I made it like funny, make everybody laugh. Everybody's crying except for my wife. She wasn't even crying. My wife, I told her on the phone, "You didn't even fucking cry?" I told her, yes. Poor kid died on me a couple of years ago. But it's sad, And then they took, nobody knows what it's like. I mean, the real shit.
Yeah.
So now you're in the jail, right? Now they bring me, I never cried. I never cried one time. What am I going to do? I'm not going to cry. I wasn't sentenced yet. That was just arrested.
That was just the trial.
Yeah, trial. And then when I went for sentencing, 15 years, I'm like, all right, whatever. The only time I went in the shower and I just put my hands up and was like, "Oh my fucking!" No, I didn't do that. I mean, it's not. I try not to think about it.
Right.
That's the way. That's where you got to deal with it. You know what I mean?
So were you in county until they sentenced you?
I was in
Broward County. Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after you get sentenced, what happens?
Nothing. You're in there. I'm waiting to go. I wanted to go. Just get it over with. Let's start. And but I had a big custody because I had murder too, and then murder. Then manslaughter. So, I was level 9. Ain't there like a level? Because you have to be behind the fence, tree fences. They wanted me like in tree fences and 2 blockade fences, bricks, and they wanted something else. The more you're in.
Yeah, the more.
Yeah.
Depending on the crime, the higher security prison.
So then you're waiting to go. And then they come and get you in the buses. But there was like 4 buses. And we're going, and you ain't got no window, little windows, and we're looking. It was early in the morning, like at nighttime. And you look up, and then we're going, and they took us to South Florida, and you see gun towers and shit. It was like a movie. I was like, wow, man, there's really fucking gun towers, And then we get out of they get us into the bus, gets us into the building. Now you got to get out and shit. And you got your pants from them. You got to give everything back. So you're nude, and then you got to go through the shit where they spray you with that shit. And then the hot water, you wash. And then they give you a bag, right? I open the bag, there's fucking underwear with shit stains.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I said to the guy, I said, "Listen, these fucking things got shit stains on them." He goes, "They all got shit stains." I go, "You fucking kidding me?" And he goes, "No, they do." I go to the guy, "You got shit stains?" "Yeah."
Oh, my God.
I go like this. I go, "I ain't fucking wearing that shit."
Disgusting.
He goes, "You better wear it." I said, "What are you going to do? I got fucking 15 years. I don't give a fuck." You know what I mean? I wrote my wife a letter the next day, get me underwear. She sent it. They wouldn't give it to me.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so now you're in there. You get all your stuff that you need, right? Then you got to go to all the checks, your teeth, this, that. I had a car accident with my Viper, and I cracked this tooth, one tooth right here, in 1998, right? It was temporary. I never went back to fix it. It's still the same fucking tooth, right? All right. Guy was good for the temporary. So what happens is they go to a dentist who's a big guy, big fat guy, right? And he's like, and he's going out telling everybody, listen, you only use this much toothpaste because you don't use too much toothpaste. I go, you worried about their fucking money? Oh, this much? No, it's no good. He said, listen, man, don't worry. I'll use as much toothpaste as I want. I was like arguing with him right from the get-go. So then he gets in the chair and he's picking. And I go, listen to me. You see this tooth right here? I said, that tooth's fake. It's got like half of it's fake. He goes, that's not the fake one. I said, it's right here. He goes, I'm the dentist. That's not the fake one. I said, you will never work on my teeth ever. So he goes like this, you got to sign a refusal. I signed a refusal. I never used a dentist for the whole time I was in there. And I had no cavities. You know, and they wouldn't give you dental floss, remember? You know how I got dental floss? Remember the pillars, the plastic?
Yeah.
I used to take the razor, cut it, and pull the string out. That was, you did too?
No, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my dental floss to stay hygiene, you know?
Were you the only Italian guy?
No, at that place, South Florida was a joke there. But I was there. Everybody's saying you stay. I don't want to stay in that place. And you had bench weight. It was only 25-pound weights that were welded that you couldn't get the weights off. But I did a lot of pull-ups. I was in good shape, man. I used to run. You know, I practiced a lot of shit. I was in really good shape. That's why my knees were fucked up probably. And then from there, they sent me to South Bay first. I was in South Bay maybe because I wanted air conditioning. They got me in there. So I was in South Bay. Brand new H-Storm. Brand new mattress, everything. I didn't see the shit. I got brand new. But it's like the jail, the metal benches and shit, but it was good. And it had the lock on the door. You could hit it, get out. Yeah.
That's a big deal in state prison, air conditioning.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
So listen, the first time I'm in the fucking thing, it's a new building, right? So there's not a lot. There might have been 20 people in our dorm. So they gave us bubble sheet to order. I was like all excited because I had money. I had money right away, you know? So I'm fucking ordering. These two guys walk over to me. Hey, buddy, man, you know me? We've been here for like almost like a month already. Can you get us some coffee? I was like, man, I don't think. Come on, don't be a fucking dick, man. Get us coffee. I said, yo, you want a coffee? I'll get you a coffee. I go, what about you? You want one too? He goes, yeah, thanks. I go, okay. I ain't get the no motherfucking coffee. I'm only in there fucking 2 days. Right. So now, we got 1 week, you go get the fucking bag. I get the bag. I'm in my room. They knock it on the window. I said, I'll give it to you later. You know what I mean? I got a meatball hero because they had real subs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they had chicken palm, meatball heroes. I couldn't wait to eat my shit. So I took my fucking chicken palm hero, a bag of chips, and a soda. And I fucking locked the door, and I fucking locked my locker, and I went downstairs. Swear to God, I'm downstairs. And they're right next to me. Where's the coffee? I said, nah, they ran out. They didn't fucking run. I said, listen, man, don't fucking... What do you think? You're going to fucking do this to me every fucking week? Let's get it on now. I take my fucking sandwich. I throw it against the wall. You fuckers, boom. The fucking sauce is coming down. I said, let's go. I'll fucking kill you. And I'm going after the guy. He goes, you're fucking nuts. I go, come on. You want my fucking coffee? I'll fucking kill both of you. I was going like a fucking man. I wouldn't care if I would have got killed. I wouldn't have to do 15 years.
Right.
That's the way I felt at that moment. That's how I felt. Anyway, they left me alone and my fucking chicken palm fell down. About 8 guys ate it. Yeah.
That's nuts.
But that's what happened like that right away. They'll come on you right away. Like every week I'm going to buy something. No. And you know what? These stupid people, they get I used to use my phone so much. I think I used $300 a week. 100
on the phone?
For the canteen and $200 for the phone. I called my mom and dad every other day, my wife every day. Like 2-3 times every day. And that's a lot of money. My dad gave me money for 15 years, you know, 13 something, whatever. It's a lot of money he gave me, but that's the way it was. And when I went to buy my stuff, I used to just get what I needed. These guys, they go with a big bag, they put it in a room, they get robbed. The whole bag they take, you know? And nobody knew. The lockers that we had, you could get into them, you know? But there was a trick, okay, that nobody knew. I made the guys that do all the maintenance and shit, I made them, it was a slide like this, right? Okay, so you lift up your mattress where the mattress is. I made them drill a hole, and I put a bolt in there that held the drawer that you couldn't open it, even if they cut the lock. Because all they had to do was move the mattress. They would have seen it was flat. It was flat, but you couldn't open it. So if I had to open it, I would take the screw out. It was only that big. Take it out, and then I could open my door, right? But they would go and cut all the people's bolts and take the food. They never got in my locker. So one day, they're fucking shaking me down, and the guy goes, come here. How do you fucking open this fucking drawer? I said, no, you got to just pull. It's not open. I go, I get it. So when I go up there, I put my hand, because that's like tampering. I put my hand under the mattress, and I'm looking for the bolts to lift it up to get it out. And I lift it up, and I got it out, and he's like, how'd you fucking get it? I said, I don't know. I don't know what you did. You know what I mean? I said, you got to work out a little bit. He goes, yeah, fuck you. Yes. Oh, I know what I got to tell you. This is like a good one. Okay. When they brought me back for court, right? You'll like this one. They bring me back to court. Has to do with Erica. So you get a visit. I'm in Broward now. I'm in Broward, okay? Because that case was big. That's where it was. I'm in Broward. I'm in the corner, all the way on the top. Because when I was downstairs, I told you what happened when I was downstairs. I said to the guy, I want to talk to that guy, and they put me right in maximum. So I was right in maximum. You know that story, right? Tell it? Okay. When they brought me in, they came to South Bay to get me. They bring me in, and I'm like Charles Manson. I'm in the van, in the microwave, and they bring me in. As they bring me into the place, they open up the doors. The fucking TV cameras are in the air, you know? And there's 2 more vans, and I see all the Fed guys getting out. So when we get out, we're walking out. I'm walking down the stairs, I got the box on. I'm looking. I knew like a couple of the guys, And all of a sudden they get us in. They make us take our clothes off, and now we're in, jail clothes. And they put us in a holding cell. The holding cell is about as big as this place right here. But the guards are right here. You could see them. All of a sudden, a big redneck guy with the lieutenant. The lieutenant was a tall black guy. And he's going, Liotta! I was like, yeah, over here. Get the fuck out of here. And he's calling all the names. Everybody that got off the van, he called us. And we're in a circle, And he goes, who the fuck put all these people in there for that fucking mob trial in the same fucking holding tank? Who did it? And they're like, nobody knew. You know what I mean? So he goes like joking around. He goes, let me ask you something. Did you get your story straight? So there was like 5 guys. I go, not really. I want to talk to this fucker right here. And I pointed to this guy's face, and he goes, look, he didn't know what the fuck I said. He goes, upstairs. Take him the fuck upstairs right now. So they put me in maximum security. I was only there for like a half hour. Was that good? They thought they were hurting me. I was in air conditioning. I didn't care. I was all by myself in the room. So now I'm all the way on the top on the right. This is a story. I'm on the top on the right? I'm up there. Now you know the room. You got the bed over here. You got the toilet right here, and you got a wall right here, and then you got the slot for your door or for your window to get your food. Watch this. What do you want to see? So the window's like this. So the window's here. Here's the sink. There's the toilet, right? So what happens is they put the food on that shelf. You know what I mean? And at the end of the night, the last person out's got to pick up all the styrophones. I get a visit from Erica. So I go to the visit, and all of a sudden you hear them, hey man, move out of the way. I want to gun that fucking girl. She got nice titties, and they're saying it, yelling it. While I'm on the camera in the front.
They're saying that
but
to
there's
your
usually
daughter.
2,
oh my God.
There could be 2 people out.
Right.
At that time, if you get a visit, there could be the guy that's out, because they let you out one time for an hour.
Right.
So I go, Erica, what the fuck would you wear like a shirt like that? I said, go home. No, Daddy. And he's going, man, move over, you scumbag. I said, I'll fuck it. I'm screaming backwards, I go, you fuck you, man. I hung up, and she had to go, right? Because you can't get back on.
Right.
So I'm walking up there. I see the guy. I didn't know who was saying it. And he goes, you're a fucking asshole. I said, listen, if I ever see your fucking... He had braids, I never forget, because he was from the street probably. He wasn't from prison. He wouldn't have all that hair. I go, if I ever see you out, man, I said, then we'll talk. I said, I hope one day you're fucking out with me, you fucker. So he goes like this, fuck you, I'll get you, white boy. He's yelling at me. I'm going, oh, prejudice now? That has nothing to do with it. Why are you talking like that? You know what I mean? So now I go back up there, right? I go in my room. Do you know, maybe a week or 2 pass, and I just happened to get up, and I have Sudoku on my radio, right? I used to do the Sudoku. and I'm on the bed, and all of a sudden, this guy looked like Jamaican or something. So all of a sudden, I happen to look out the door. I see him. He's the last guy out. He's got to get the plastic styrophones, right? So you know the window's like this, right? It's like right here. And the fucking thing, I moved the styrofoam back. I'm right there by the wall. When he put his hand in to grab, I grabbed his hand. I was smashing him into the wall. His head was hitting the wall because I had his arm. Boom! I was trying to rip it off. Boom! Boom! All of a sudden, he's screaming. I hit a door click. I fucking let him go. He falls back. He fell back. You know what I mean? I go on the bed. I got the fucking Sudoku in my earphones in. I'm like this, you know what I mean? But I didn't know when I was pulling his arms, his face was hitting the wall because I had him through the hole. You know? So I'm fucking inside doing my Sudoku. All of a sudden I go, the door opens, get on the floor. I go, what's up, man? You know what's up? I go, I'm fucking doing my Sudokis over here. Yeah, you're fucking Sudokis. And I look and he's fucked up, that guy. I fucked him up, you know? And he's like, yeah, his head was like this on one side. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, now they take him out. They had to go to medical, I'm sure. Now they come and talk to me for an investigation. And I go, I never touched the guy. I go, I'm over here. When they walked in, I was sitting down. They go, what, he smashed his head against the wall? I said, maybe he's having a bad day. I don't know. You know what I mean? I never touched him. Do you have me on camera hitting this guy? You know what I mean? And they, all of a sudden, the one cop that comes in and gets my eggs, I fight with him because I buy people's eggs, and he fucking took them out of my sneakers. I go, let me tell you something. If you take the eggs out of my sneakers, I'm going to get another charge because we're going to fight. He goes, you can't have eggs in here. Take my eggs and we're going to fight. I should say, hopefully that he don't say nothing, you know? And he would give my eggs. But he came in and he's with the guy, and he goes, and when he's leaving, he goes, they didn't see anything. It's not on film. Because where I was by the bathroom. They just see the guy like in the wall like this. And I never got a charge.
That's crazy.
Is that funny?
That's hilarious.
Fight.
That's prison, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking, people don't realize. Everybody thinks it's a joke, you know?
And especially because you got the manslaughter charge. That you were up there with the guy.
Yeah, but that was kind of good because they're more respectful. The people that got more time, you know what I mean? That's what I think. It's a little jitterbugs and shit, you know what I mean?
True. I've heard that about juvenile prison. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy. Horrible. Yeah. But I always thought to myself, you know, I drew, I did this. I used to go run for an hour and a half every day. And then when I was at South Bay, there was Brazilian guys, 2 guys, I never forget, one guy, he got life because he in a bar fight. He knows Brazilian judo. He tapped out a guy and the guy died.
Oh, wow.
And he got life. And he was a bouncer. But they used to go behind one of the dorms, G dorm, and they used to practice fighting. And one day he goes to me, I used to walk around and see him all the time. He was in my dorm. And I'm walking around. I go, I'm watching him. I said, yeah, you're pretty good, huh? So he goes, yeah. He goes, I heard you know something. I said, I know a little bit. He goes, listen, I got this one guy. He's like 200 pounds. We're only 130 pounds. You know, he's too big for us. You want to like play around? I was like, yeah. So then I went and started going in and practicing like every day. And then I started teaching them some stuff. And we had some good times, you know. Made time go by. But then when I left there, I went to Martin County. And I'm on the fucking basketball court. And I'm fucking teaching guys fighting. All of a sudden, a guy is in a van passing. You, stay there. I'm like, fuck. I went right in with the crowd and got out of there. They were looking for me because you can't teach them any kind of martial arts. I didn't know that. But in South Bay, they didn't care. It was right on the field, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So let's get to the part. This is an interesting part of your story. This whole time you're unaware that the guy, in your case, that you shot was the guy that killed Gus Boulas?
Well, what happened?
You were completely unaware?
No, what happened was that we knew because the cops came to see me when I was arrested. They came and got me, the detectives and the feds, and told me that they're investigating murders of Gus Boulas. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how we kind of heard that it was him, you know? But who actually said it was him? I'm trying to think. Might have been in the paper or somewhere. You know what it is? I watch the news as much as I can. When you're in jail, they show all this shit right away.
You see it everywhere.
Yeah, they see it. But they said it was him. Yeah.
So eventually,
remember I told you that my lawyer made me leave the room? He found out that they said that my victim was the one that killed him. That's how he got it.
So I know eventually the feds come to see you in prison, right?
Right.
So tell me what happened there.
Well, when they came in, when I first got there, they questioned me. They would question. It was 2 people. They would question me and questioning me. They showed me pictures and stuff. And I was like, I don't know nobody. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a working man. I don't know nobody, you know? And then they asked me about my uncle. You know, my uncle was, they knew my uncle. They knew like things that I didn't even know they knew. Right. Yeah.
But that was when you first got locked up? That's when the feds interrogated you?
No, when I was in court.
When you were in court?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was when you were...
I was at Broward. That's when they asked me, when I was in Broward.
Oh, but you hadn't
trial.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's when they took me to organized crime unit. You know, I had the card from the guys. They were the feds from New York City.
Right. Was that when you said that they showed you pictures of like...
Yeah.
So
you know that guy? No. That's you. And I'm like, that's not me. Yeah. It didn't even look like me, you know what I mean? Yeah. You're laughing.
Yeah, because they showed you a picture of you and you're like, I don't know. Like,
yeah. I made the board.
Who's that? That's your uncle.
In your whole life, do you ever want to make the board? Never.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm like, is that my name? Just get the fuck in there. I'm like, I had no glasses because they took him.
Right.
Because they took a different arm. It was a learning experience that I never wanted to learn, you know? And I feel bad at what happened. I didn't mean to do it. It just happens. You know, somebody's after you. You got to protect yourself, you know?
100%.
I had family, whatever.
Agreed.
I mean, I don't want to do it. It just happens.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I'm surprised I'm still making it. It's a lot of stress, you know?
I get it.
Yeah.
So you did 15 years. When did you get up?
2014.
14. Okay.
Yeah.
What was life like after you got up?
Listen, I was on work release because it was good. They dropped my custody. You know what I mean? And once they dropped my custody, I could go to work release. And I was trying so hard. So when I was in South Bay, when I was in Martin County, that's like Alcatraz. I was in Martin. First, I was in the main unit. They used to have Jimmy Rice, Martin County regular, the offices, the trailer park, and then the work camp. I wanted to get in the work camp. But what happens, they dropped my custody. Once they dropped my custody, I was allowed to do the rabbit run. So that's how it starts. You do the rabbit run. You have 2 fences between you. I was doing that for like a couple of months. Then what happened, they were taking me to Jimmy Rice. We had to clean that. But they were taking me they were taking all the work camp people, but they took me from the main unit and brought me there. And it was a big guy there. His name was Big Show, I'll never forget it. And he was always coming to get me, you know, to go there. And I'm leaving from the main unit, you know, because I was allowed on the property on the main unit, you know, once I got out there. And then one day they called me and put me right in the work camp. And I was like so happy. So I was on all the squads. So once I was on the squads, I volunteered for everything. Asphalt, non-native trees to Florida. I was on fence posting, you know, just to work. That was my workout. It was exercise. I didn't want to just stay in the dorm. I got up 4:30 and I would go work for two fucking peanut butter sandwiches and 2 two-tone bologna sandwiches and 1 peanut butter sandwich, because that's what the food looks like. It's actually two-tone. You'll take the bologna, it's got like brown marks on it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Or you just get the vegetarian, it's just peanut butter.
Right.
And that wasn't good either, but that's what you got to eat. You got to survive. You know? You sweat your ass off.
I could imagine.
Yeah. But I loved that. I went on all the squads. But everything's a scam. I was on asphalt. We filled the same hole like 35 fucking times. And I was only on it for like 6 months. They'll go back to the same hole. It says job security. I go, you just were here. Shut the fuck up. Look, I'm going to put the date here. This way, you know, I used to fuck with them. You know? It's crazy. One time they would put us in water to weed whack, right? Like on the sides by the highway. You go in, you got the weed whack, you're in the water. You're next to here, you're in the water. As you're weed whacking, you see the rats and water moccasins past you, right next to you. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it, man. I mean, I did it, just like everybody else. One time he goes, this is the best part, where Martin County is, at the work camp, there's a fucking drain next to it. And what happens, it's like the water's on one side and then Martin County's on this side. So rebar, you know rebar? Okay, the water where it is rebar there, but it was clogged, all the rebar. So it's like 10 feet deep. They made the guys dive into the water, the mud water with rats and all that shit in there, and clean the grass out of the rebar. And everybody's going, I ain't fucking doing that. Arrest him. They would arrest him. I'm not arrested. They were arresting everybody. There's like 30 people there. So I go like this. I go, I'm old, but I'll do it. No, you do the wheelbarrow. I was like, okay. And I was doing the wheelbarrow. But they make you go in. You come out, you got fucking bugs hanging from your head and shit.
God.
I seen it all. What about in South Florida? Here's the best thing about South Florida. They gave me a fucking locker. You got to go in the room and get a locker, right? I get a fucking locker. And their shower to get washed in the dorm, it has like a little lift thing on it like this. You know, where the water's in there. So I take the fucking locker. It's about this big. I lift it up. There's roaches crawling up my arm. I'm like, I drop it. There are fucking millions of them coming out. I'm nuts. I take it in the shower where people shower, and I let the water go in there. All the roaches are coming out, going over the top on the floors. I take the fucking thing, dust it out, and I brought it in the room because I was in there at lunchtime, and there wasn't nobody in there. They were outside, like one other guy, but he didn't say nothing. And I put it in the room, and they're like, who the fuck washed their locker in the fucking thing? It was roaches. Then you go to fucking, the first time I went to Martin, I'm in the room, I'm on the top bunk, and I hear noise, a potato chip bag. And I go, wow, man, there fucking cats in here? I go, there ain't no motherfucking cat. It was a rat. Must have been this big.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. You go in a water fountain, you drink, the rat's looking right to the wall at you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And the best thing was, I had to work in the kitchen, right? Oh, you like this.
Ugh.
I got to work in the kitchen, right? They put you in there right away. So, dishwasher, the trays. You can't even take your shirt off. You can't breathe. You got to wash. There's 3,000 inmates there. You got to wash all these trays. They're burning hot and this and that. You got to do that. So I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I mean? But you got to do it. But I don't want to say that I know how to bake. I'm a baker. Because they don't make institutional needs. They'll make you stay there. And I don't want to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is, I'm like, fuck this shit, right? I'm like, God damn, I got to get the fuck out of here. So what happens, the bakers had a fight. And they arrested 2 of them. So there's 1 guy now. But they're stupid. They have a 20-pan oven, right? They'll cut 2 trays of biscuits, put it in the oven. Cut another 2 trays, put it in the oven. Just do the whole fucking rack and bake it all one time. You know, I know what I'm doing. You know, I'm mixing with it, mixing this and that. I was mixing 2 mixes at a time. I had everything going. So anyway, they say, anybody know how to do bacon? I was diabetic. I said, I kind of know a little bit, but I don't know how to do everything. So I go back there, and there used to be the chain with the fucking cutter, you know, scraper. It was like a long wire with the scraper connected to the table. So I'm fucking doing the biscuits. You know what I mean? I'm fucking doing the biscuits, the corn muffins. I'm making everything. They didn't even need the other guys. I was doing everything, you know? So one day, I'm fucking cutting the fucking biscuits, you know, with the biscuit cutter and shit. And somebody puts 2 trays there, 1 tray and the other tray upside down. And the oven's here, and right here there's a wall, concrete wall about this high, right? That goes into the storage room. But that's where they put the rubber boots that they wear that smell so bad. They're over the wall. So what happens is I go in the morning, like at 2:00, you know? So I go to cut the biscuits. When I come back, there's a fucking tray with food on it. I take the tray and I just slid it down a little bit because I needed to cut the biscuits. Guy comes over to me in my chest. You move my motherfucking tray, right? I grab him by his neck. I flip him over the wall. Boom. His feet dangling in the air. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got him off his feet, he was bigger than me. But once he was off his feet, it didn't matter. And I'm bending his body back. Like his back's like, because he went like that. I was trying to break him in half. I swear to God. I'm like, you fucker. Boom. And then I threw him over the thing, right? So now they tell me, because I go to the guy. I said, listen, you got to unhook my blade. I have to get something off the mixer. So he came and untook the cable. So I had the cable loose. So if I needed it, I'd fucking fight with that, you know? I was always thinking. So now what happens is they come back, you know? And the guy tells me, he goes, Liotta, they're going to get you, man. I said, they're going to get me, bunch of them. And I'm like, it don't matter to me. Let them come. They want me to go somewhere, meet them, whatever they want. I don't care, you know what I mean? You think I want to do this for the fucking another fucking 13 years? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm thinking they're going to come and get me. I go to my dorm, and then our dorms are together. You know, all the kitchens in one area. So I'm up on I always used to do push-ups all day. I go outside on the rail and do push-ups. I look around, always watching. You know what I mean? If I think there's going to be trouble, I put grease on me, you know, cream on my arms. I'm ready. I'm ready all the time in my boots, you know, right? I'm looking. I know the one guy that was with them, and they're looking at me. And so I just yell, I go, listen, man, I'm up here. I'm ready. I heard a couple of you guys want me. Do me a favor, man. I don't want to sleep here tonight. Come up here. You know what I mean? Come and get me. I'm joking around. They look at me like I'm fucking crazy, right? All right. So now, nobody says nothing. I go to work the next morning. They wake me up. And this is the part I was going to tell you. In the morning, when you get up at 2:30, you fucking look down, because it's dark, but you look down the aisle, the rats are going underneath all the doors. Because it's like Alcatraz. The door is this much from the floor. You see them going in. One rat's pulling a bag of potato chips. Look at it at the bottom. It broke open. You see like 30 of them eating all the potato chips.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's how many were in that fucking place. So anyway, they take me and they come and arrest me by the biscuits. I go, what happened? They said, you know what happened. I go, I don't know what you're talking about, you know? So they take me, and I'm off like 2 days a week. You know what I mean? They take me to the major and the colonel, and they go, you hurt this guy's back and stuff. You know, you hit him and hurt him. I go, I didn't fight nobody. I saw making biscuits all the time. They said, no, yesterday you fucking hurt that guy. I go, I didn't touch anybody. So he goes, yeah, you got witnesses. I said, I'm telling you, I didn't touch him. So he goes, we have it right here. Yesterday, so I look, but when you go in at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's really the day before or the new day.
Right.
So I go, I was off that day. I don't work that day. And he goes, look at his schedule. He don't work that day. Bring him back. And I got away with it. How's that?
That's great.
Fucking lucked out.
You did.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah. But that's the things. How do you deal with it?
Yeah.
These people get beat up every fucking day, man. Every fucking day, man. I used to be on, that's why when I got out, I was just like, I didn't trust anything. I always like around me. Yeah. I still like that. I don't like anybody walking around me, behind me.
It's a PTSD from prison.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was called.
When I first
got out. Is that like
out,
the guys in the war, like that?
Yeah, exactly. Because they're used to guns going off and grenades and all kinds of. Yeah. So they're always like on edge. Yeah. It's the same thing. Well, from
somebody walks next to me, I'm always like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's especially when in state prison where you were at. Where some real crazy guys sometimes are in there. So yeah. At
my place, there was so many on psych medicine. It's crazy. When I was in Martin County, I had to get my medicine once a month. I would wait. An AIDS patient, there was 3,000 people. 1,000 people had AIDS.
Wow.
And they had to go 3 times to get the malted and the pill.
That's crazy.
You would wait like fucking 6 hours to get your medicine. They would give it to you for the whole month, but you had to wait like everybody else.
That's insane.
Yeah. But you see all this stuff that I'm telling you, I mean, somebody should pick this up. I got a lot more stories to make a movie. You know what I mean?
No, you got a series is what you got, bro.
Yeah, I could, man. Because it's good shit, man.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
I tell you this one, I'll tell you this one. I don't know if I told you this one.
Eddie, grab the book. It's on my desk. You know which one I'm talking about, right? His book. Yeah.
This story about my buddy when they put him through the vent. I tell you that one?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Did I tell it on the other one?
No. Go for it.
Yeah, I didn't tell that one. Yeah. Okay, what happens is my friends used to do stuff, So when they used to do stuff, it was this one guy, Kenny, which I love him, And the one that I did with, did I tell you about the pocketbook?
We did that one. We did that one.
On this one we did it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kenny would do anything. He always made money.
It's the same guy.
Same guy.
Okay.
So what happens, he went with a couple of guys, and we had bread trucks. And we used to have keys. If we're delivering to the deli here, we had the key to the deli. We didn't leave the stuff outside. Back in the day, we left a lot of stuff outside. But sometimes in the factory area, we used to put it in, inside. And fucking, if that's that, next door there's a big restaurant, and it's fucking Sunday night after a big weekend. The money's in there somewhere because they didn't put it anywhere.
Right.
There's a safe or something. So these guys I know, what's the word we use? What do you use? We say allegedly. Yeah. Guys that we know, they would go into the deli, and they would leave the bread truck. It says bakery on it. So if the police pass, they see the bakery truck, they just think they're delivering. And they would put some bread on the street in the front. It's like legit, it's no problem. And he would go up they used to have the part where you walk in New York, they were Long Island, you walk up the banister inside, there's like a catwalk to get up there to work on the equipment, the air conditioning, the heaters. So he used to go up, cut the lock or whatever to get out, and then he would go to the other thing and find a way to get in. And now I'm home. I don't know anything about this. And what happened? They're delivering to the place. He goes up there. He goes into the other place, and the vents for the fucking heater, for the grill and stuff. He has tools, everything. Takes the fucking thing off, and he looks down with a flashlight, and it's a fucking wide vent, like about this big. And he's skinny. He goes, I could fucking fit. You know what I mean? It kind of was a little bigger because I was there. I went. They called me, but anyway, it was bigger. So what happened when he went in? He didn't realize it was like that. It was like this, and then it went like this, and then it went like this. So he got stuck. You couldn't touch him. You could touch his fingertips. That's it. You know what I mean? That's how much he was deep, and they couldn't get the fucker out. He was stuck there, and they called me and they said, "We don't know what to do. Fucking Kenny's stuck. We don't know how to get him fuck out." I go, "What are you talking about? You got to come here." So I was like, "Fuck." So I go to the bakery. I take one of the guy in another truck, and I take it. Now it's getting light out. So I said to them, make believe you take a bread out of one truck, put it in the other truck, move the bread over. This way it looks like we got stuck, right? And I go up the fucking inside, go up that thing. They got a flashlight. You look in, and he had his arms up like this. I guess because he couldn't go in like that. It would have been too wide. He's like this, and he's like, "Get me the fuck out, I'm gonna die." So anyway, I go, did you try to get they said, we got a hose. We couldn't pull him out with a hose. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "No, it broke. There was like a hose in 3 parts." And I go, "Man, you're going to have to kill him." He goes, "Oh, you fuckers, what are you going to kill me?" He's like, I just said that, And I'm like, fuck, and I'm thinking, and I look, and he had space next to him. I go, "You got to shimmy like a snake." So I go downstairs, and there was like a big thing of oil, like old oil. And I went upstairs. I go, "Close your eyes. Don't look. Keep your head down." I said, "I'm going to put oil around you." "What do you mean?" I put the oil. And I go, "Shimmy, shimmy." All of a sudden, you see him, he slipped right through, but he hits the fucking, right underneath was the stove, the metal stove.
Oh, he landed on the stove?
He smashed his leg like in force. His bone was sticking out of his leg.
Oh, my God.
I looked down with the light, and you could see his fucking, his bone bleeding and shit.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, screaming like a motherfucker. So now what we do is, I'm yelling down the thing, "Go to the front door. We can't get in there.
Right.
Nobody's going to go down there." And he goes, "Oh, man, I can't." I go, "Break the door." He's going to go, "Just crawl over there." So he's fucking crawling on the floor. We see him from the front. He's trying to get there. Now he can't get up to open the lock because the lock is high. And he's like, I go, "Listen, you got to get the fuck out." And he fucking goes and he opens it. We put him in the truck and I let them take him to a hospital, whatever they got to do. And we just left. So imagine people come in there, nothing was robbed. It looked like it was a slug on the floor with blood on him going from the oven all the way to the front door.
I just imagine being that business owner and owning them. Like, "Bro,
what the fuck was dead in here crawling? That's a big ass rat." You know what I'm saying? Is that funny shit?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Rosario, this has been awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
I could sit here with you for hours.
I got a lot of
Seriously.
shit, man. I can't believe I made it.
Yeah. Guys, make sure to go out and get his book, Bread and Bullets.
Thank you.
It's good stuff. It goes in depth about stories throughout his life.
Yeah.
So just to wrap up, Rosario, I usually ask people a couple questions. So
Yeah.
first question is, what's next for you?
I'm hoping that I could get on my feet and not have to work no more. I'm getting old. You know what I mean? I'm tired.
Well, you got a movie deal or a book deal or something
I
coming.
hope so. Something. I got a lot of stories that we didn't hurt anybody. We just had fun. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll help you get your story out there as much as I can. So
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, brother.
And you guys are great. I really appreciate what you guys do.
Next question. Do you believe in redemption?
I don't know what that word means.
Redemption means it has several meanings, but this is what it means to me. Redemption means having done something that
you feel bad for,
or could have caused harm to other people.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely
finding a way to make amends and make things right.
Well, the thing I think my amends is that my whole family suffered, and I feel so bad about that, and the people of the other guy's family suffered, and it just happened. But he brought it on to me. I didn't bring it on to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it to turn out like that.
Do you believe in second chances? That's basically what redemption is, like getting a second chance and coming back, like the comeback. Do you believe in it?
I'm trying every day. I work every day, 7 days, trying to come back. Still didn't make it yet. and I'm getting older. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
How can people find you?
I hope they don't find me.
That's a real wise guy.
That was a good one, you know.
Wise guy.
Yeah.
Real wise guy.
Just look up my book. I would love for you guys to buy my book. That'll help me pay for my stuff, get me going.
Alrighty, guys. So that was another episode of Honor Among Thieves. Special guest Rosario Liotta. I have a feeling we'll probably have him back at some time. Push it to the limit. The world is yours. If you're not chasing a dream, life is meaningless. Catch you on the next one. Say goodnight to the bad guy.
Thank you. That's a good one.
That was good.
That's like Tony Montana.
So say goodnight to the bad guy.
You looking at the bad guy, bad guy. This the last time that you ever see a bad guy like me. You don't have the guts to be who you wanna be.